At Coletco for tonight's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let me know. We're going to be selling some records tonight. So let me move some crates over here behind the counter. Seth, I might need your help if that's okay. I need this one, and this one, and this one behind. Yeah, I need one, these two, three over here. Thank you. I'd really appreciate it, Seth. We're just glad to have you here tonight. He said, I'm so glad to be here. Right there, literally in the front door. We got people on? Yep, people's on. Craig, Carlene, Mike, Stacy. I'm getting a few things sorted right now, so just bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me pull a few copies of The Wall and Alice in Chains. Y'all may have heard of those bands before, or albums, bands and albums. Let's see here. Tanner, the pre-order sheet's on my laptop. It's ready to go. And let me set these over here. Okay. Now I just got to start sharing, so let me do that right away. I actually got a lot of stuff to go through, it looks like, so busy night. I need one of these. This is all pre-sold right here. This stack that looks like it's kind of wobbly. Okay. And I'm...
Yeah, just show it.
Yeah. That's the only one available. They might... Well, there's more on the way, though, so we can take down names. The rest will be here tomorrow. The rest will be here tomorrow. All right, now let me officially start getting everything shared. Okay, here I am. Hello, everybody. Sorry we're starting late. I've been averaging, according to this new app I'm using, 4 hours and 46 minutes of sleep, and so I think it finally caught up to me. I didn't wake up till like 6 o'clock, so it's 7:30 here in Lebanon, and I've been at the store for about 30 minutes. 35 minutes to be exact. So we had to pull pre-orders, which we got done. I had to eat, and we're good to go now. So let me get this shared everywhere. I'm on Facebook right now. I'm going to get it shared in a couple groups that I'm in, and then I'm going to share it, copy the link, and get that in the proper places. We have a group called Whole Lot of Records. I'm sharing it there. So if you never can find the feed, always go to Whole Lot of Records. You may end up finding it there. And then I'm also going to share it in a couple other groups here. Yep, done. And let me get the link copied over. Copy link. And let's get this right here. Coletco. Do you have a Zach Bryan? Yes, we do. For whenever the next shipment comes in. Yes. Give us a second. Tanner's not up here taking any names down yet on anything, so I think we're just waiting for me to get everything shared. All right, there's that. And live now. Okay. Let's see here. Right, Tanner. That's RIGHT. Right, Tanner. I think I've got that link copied now. Yeah, I can post it here. All right. And last place is Instagram. All right. Yeah, let's go over here. Let's do the YouTube link. Oh, there should be a box of 45s. Yep, that's what I worked on for a big portion of the night. Let me grab those. Found some good ones. And then I think that's everything back here that I need. Except for, yeah, I guess that's it. That black crate is already, this stuff ready to be keyed in. But we can do that later. Share, copy link. And let's go over here to Instagram. Let's go to story. And we're going to do this right here. Live now. Almost done. And chat. Let's do some chatting. There we have it. 167 people watching so far. So please go ahead and take time to share the feed. Make sure you're watching, or make sure you've shared. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I think y'all usually understand me. So we're going to get started with a crate of new vinyl that we just literally unboxed. I think there's some new arrivals in here, but there's also some very popular restocks and a couple surprise restocks in case you didn't see them posted in the group. Let me get my camera pushed up a little. I'm about to start some auctions. These are buy it now, first come, first serve. First thing is a restock of the Hard Rock Heretics. I have sold a lot of these. $28.99, limited edition red and black vinyl. This is a compilation of hair metal and hard rock from Winger, Dio, Faster Pussycat, Bullet Boys, David Lee Roth, Metal Church, Twisted Sister, Dokken, Skid Row, and Lynch Mob. Those are $28.99. Stacy says it's awesome. I've sold a bunch of them. I had a waiting list for it. David Schroeder, J.C. Jones, and David Tate. I had 3 people waiting. I've already pulled those, and I think I've got about 5 left. There's one for Michelle Phillips. These are $28.99, and that is Hard Rock Heretics. Winger, Dio, Faster Pussycat, Bullet Boys, David Lee Roth, Metal Church, Twisted Sister, Skid Row, Dokken, and Lynch Mob. I wish I had all those artists' entire discography, OGs, in stock right now so we could auction them off tonight, but they're hard to come by. CDs and vinyl, Once a Hair Metal, and also CDs and vinyl. If you could remind us about that list you wanted on. Zach Bryan, okay, so you've seen that. Tanner's seen that. He's got you down. Michelle gets a Hard Rock. Actually, next was Gary Samuels, then CDs and vinyl. David Tate, I've already got you down for one on the waiting list. Jeff Johnson wants one, and I have one left. Now, I made a big announcement in the group for this next record. I've already got most of them sold. I didn't get my full order. It looks like we got 33, and I ordered 50. So the rest of the boxes will be here tomorrow. This is $59.99. This is called Rush. That's the name of the band, and it's also the name of the album. This is the current in-print, the only in-print version of their self-titled first album. It comes as a box set, $59.99. $59.99. Before I read off that list, let me go ahead and pull a couple more Hard Rock Heretics. There is one for Andy Wade, and then we're going to take another waiting list. It looks like these come back in stock, so anybody from this point on that's on a waiting list, they'll be here next week, which means you'll get invoiced for it the following Monday, if that makes sense. So this one goes to Andy Wade, so Angela Leckington, Angela Chesney, 2 Angelas, and Greg Rogers. All 3 people on waiting list, if that's okay. So Rush is $59.99. Self-titled first album. Comes as a box. And here's everybody I've already got one pulled for. We got plenty of them, and we've got more on the way. Darren Wortman, David Howard, Scott Fairchild, Belinda Daub, Jacob Smith, Terry Myers, Scott Corcoran, Stephen Chesney, Brent Rabley, Jeffrey Butts, Josh Huddleston, William Simmons, Grant Peltzer, Greg Hagewood, Sean Crupper, Vin Dandy, John Burlingame, Tony Doole, David Eberly, John Sheehan, Randy Scarborough, Bob Dorco, Jamie Butler, Floyd Furman, Susie Breedlove, Joe Gabriel, Jerry Stone, Jody Ruffner, Paul Brothers, Conrad Murak, and then Linda Hasty. I've got you down for 2. Actually, Linda wasn't going to get one, and I was like, I'll send it to you anyway. You'll like it. I'll go ahead and bill it for you anyway. And then Linda was like, sure, go ahead and give me 2 of them. So we've got probably about a dozen left. I'm keeping one. And after I've kept one, I've got this one here, and that's all I have. CDs and vinyl says you can give my copy to someone. Okay, so whoever was first on the waiting list, you're now going to get one. Angela Leckington. Angela Leckington, you'll have a hair metal tonight. Okay, Jeff Buckley Grace. Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. That's another restock of that. I've got now on hand 4 copies of the Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan 2 LP hits compilation, $36.99. Brian C is going to get a rush. This one here has a little bit of a ding on it. By the way, the contents of this box, I don't know what that is in there, but they're sliding around. Just so you know, FYI. I mean, whatever's in there, those papers, I mean, they're literally loose. You can hear them sliding around. So just FYI whenever you get those in the mail. What do we have here? So Brian C., we're going to put your name down. I'm not going to tag this one because it has a little bit of a ding on the corner, but we're expecting more this week. Next is Joanne Reeve on Buckley. That's Jeff Buckley. And John Wilson wants a Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan Essentials. We got plenty of those. Finally got a restock of the Wall, and I've bought more than I ever had before because this is usually a pricier record. I don't stock it like I do Dark Side, but we sell so many of them, I've decided to go ahead. I've got plenty of Pink Floyd The Walls. If we sell out tonight, I'll be impressed. And then Brent McKinney, I had you on a waiting list for that. The Wall, that is $49.99. $49.99. Pink Floyd The Wall, $49.99. That's a 2 LP remaster of Pink Floyd The Wall, $49.99. Whitney wants one. Brent, I've already got one pulled for you. And we have now crates and crates full of these. So I'm trying to slip it into every new arrival bin I can in case you don't have one. Alice in Chains Facelift, 2 LP remaster, $36.99. Whitney Croy wants The Wall. And anybody else, let me know. Anthrax Fistful of Metal is $33.99. I'm pretty sure this is on colored vinyl. It has a barcode. I want to think it is. Buy it as if it's black, but I'm assuming that's colored vinyl. I may open one later if I need to, or look back up the SKU. Trez Dabney wants a facelift. That's sold to Trez. I've got 2 copies of Albert King with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Albert King with Stevie Ray Vaughan, $34.99. Martin says it's red and black. That's what I thought. I couldn't quite remember because I back ordered them probably from 2 weeks ago. That is $33.99. Jacob Smith wants an Anthrax and also a Stevie Ray Vaughan, and so does Justin Cleveland. Justin Cleveland gets the last Stevie Ray Vaughan and Albert King, and Dennis Nelson wants the last Anthrax. Those are all sold. I got a restock of Dazed and Confused soundtrack. Dazed and Confused soundtrack is on purple vinyl. That's a 2 LP. The original soundtrack, Volume 1 to Dazed and Confused on purple vinyl. And there was somebody waiting on one of those. Who was waiting on one of those? Michael Herrera. Michael Herrera. I have one of those pulled for you. If anybody else wants one, they're $39.99. Andy Wade, if it's okay, we'll put you on the Anthrax waiting list. I don't have any more of those, but I'll get more in. Is there another Buckley? There is. I think I've got 3 left because there should be 1 or 2 in the other crate as well. That is Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. Jeff Buckley Grace, $33.99. Next is Heather Perry's Dazed and Confused. Mitchell Thomas on the track list. Craig just posted them in the comments. And then Chris Vargas on Joey. That might have been a miscue. And then Greg Rogers wants a facelift. And Darren Wortman on the Dazed and Confused. Mitchell, if you decide that you want this, let me know. If not, then it goes to Darren Wortman. Or if you want to get one next week, same thing. I can put you on a waiting list and they'll be in next week. 90s movies collected. You know what? I know they hadn't been delivered, Stacy, and let me see if they've been shipped right quick. Let's see. Mitchell says he'll pass, so give that one to Darren. Let me see if those shipped, Stacy. I hadn't got to look at emails today. If they ship today, they'll be here tomorrow for sure. Let me see if they got those out. Let's see here. Here's the notification. And let me see when they're scheduled to be delivered. Tomorrow, March 10th. The 90s collected will be here tomorrow. I don't have them on hand right now. They will be here tomorrow, though. Let me see what's on my screen before I forget. So they'll be here tomorrow. They're scheduled to be delivered tomorrow. Austin Cokel says, give me a Jeff Buckley. If anybody else wants one, let me know. Next is Mitchell passed, and then put John Wilson down on Dazed and Confused. Put John Wilson down for a Dazed and Confused waiting list, and put Gary Samuels down. Well, Gary, they were $34.99. They're $34.99. We don't have any left, but if anybody wants on that waiting list, let me know. Okay, Pantera is $34.99. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. We got more in. More copies. I've got a lot of these all of a sudden. What did I do with the other ones? I've got a big stack of them somewhere. $34.99. Greg on the Rush list. Let's see here. Greg on the Rush. Yes, Greg Hagewood. I've got you down for the Rush. And all of our new vinyl is sticker price. All of my new vinyl is sticker price. So, all the new vinyl we put out is sticker price. If it's ever negotiable, it's when it's on sale and I'm telling the price. Okay, let's see here. Jason F. on Jeff Buckley. Now I've just got to find them. At this point, I know I have at least one more. They may be right here from last night. If not, I'll have to try to find them. Or let's just put down those names like it's a waiting list, and they're in a crate somewhere. I don't have any right here in front of me, but there were some from previous weeks. So, Brandon, next comment was the wall. Brent, we don't need it, but let me know though. Brandon Lack on Pantera, and same thing for Angela Leckington. Brought her name down for a Jeff Buckley Grace, and I'll try to find some more. Okay, so one more time, first crate. Jeff McIntosh said he marked himself safe. I don't know, one more time, you might find something that you want. The Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan is $36.99. I've got 3 of those available. The Rush self-titled in. By the way, there is no single LP that I don't think of this has ever been repressed on 180 gram or 200 gram vinyl. So this is all that you can get if you want the Rush self-titled. And plus, originals are tough to get. I've got about a dozen left, $59.99. Pink Floyd The Wall is $49.99. I've got 4 of those. And Alice in Chains Facelift. Alice in Chains is Facelift, $36.99. And Pantera is $34.99. $34.99 for Pantera Cowboys from Hell. All right, let's go ahead and get our first auctions rolling. Let's do our first auctions, and we'll also do our first crate of new arrivals, which is some vintage check condition. First 2 auctions are actually going to be some 45s. What do we have right here? Let's do this one. You really can't look this one up because it wasn't released unless you bought the album. This is The Clash, Gates of the West, and Groovy Times. This is a 7-inch single from The Clash that was an insert in their first album. So if you have The Clash's first album, this was the early OG pressings. The early first pressings came with this 7-inch, 1979. So if you have what you believe is an early OG, it's supposed to have this with it. The Clash, Gates of the West, and Groovy Times. That's up for auction, $5 start. So if you have a copy of the self-titled Clash album, you might need that. It is near mint. Promo copy, of course, came with the first album. That is a $5 start. Let's see here. Could you add me to the Rush box set? Steve Howe wants a Rush box set. Steve Howe, you got it. First crate we're going to do is going to be check condition, it looks like, and there's some fantastic titles in here. So let me pull these and let's start showing them. Check condition is going to be our first crate. Let's see here. Clash 7, now 20, now 10, now 6. And can we have a rush-free week? Ryan, I've got to sell you a Rush album. You know, the other night when you told me you didn't own a Rush album, I couldn't sleep. I woke up, had nightmares. So if you could do me a favor tonight and either buy a copy of Moving Pictures or Farewell to Kings, you will make my night. And if anybody else wants a copy of Moving Pictures or Farewell to Kings. So, okay, so that's up for bid. $20 start on that right now. Urban Cowboy, or $20 bid on that one. Urban Cowboy is EX. The The check condition crate is as follows: an EX record. If you hear me say EX, it's going to look like this. I don't know if y'all are seeing that, but that's a pretty clean record. It just has a couple more scuffs than usual for what we would call a non-check condition record, or getting close to really, really nice. That is EX 1799. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town. That's EX 2499. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town. War, the music band, in shrink wrap and hype sticker. The vinyl's EX 2499. War, the music band. And White Witch, VG Plus 2499 for White Witch. Country Joe and the Fish, electric music for the mind and body. That's a VG Plus 1499. And we have the original Monster Mash, Bobby Boris, and this is a 1962 mono, VG Plus 59.99. VG Plus 59.99. Mike Vandergent's first claim out of here. He wants the Urban Cowboy. Brandon Lack was second. Final call on the Clash. Final call on the Clash is Craig Thomas. He's at $20. This was an insert for the original Clash album. That's what came with it. $20 on that. You can't find a comp for it. I mean, you might can find one on eBay, but on Discogs, there's not even a page for it because it was an insert for the self-titled first album. Let's see here. Patrick Lear wants a copy of Moving Pictures. Patrick asked earlier the Rush albums we have in stock. Give me about 1 second, and I will try my best to name all those off. And let's see here. Patrick Lear, we'll pull you a Moving Pictures, though. They're over here in the Rush section. Tracy Tallman wants the Monster Mash. Matthew Christ was second. And next record is Steppenwolf, self-titled first album. Foil cover, VG Plus 1999. Steppenwolf is VG Plus 1999. Kansas, Point of No Return. Kansas is VG Plus 1499. Kansas is VG Plus 1499. John Mayall, Jazz Blues Fusion, performed and recorded live in Boston and New York. EX copy, $24.99 for Jazz Blues Fusion. EX copy. There is Rush Moving Pictures. This is a 180 gram direct metal mastering. That is $36.99. Rush Moving Pictures. Side 1 is incredible. Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta, YYZ, Limelight. Can't get enough of it. That's sold to Patrick Lear. We've already pulled Monster Mash. Mike Vandergent wants John Mayall. And yes, we do have Pink Floyd Animals. We do have Pink Floyd Animals in stock. We have the standard mix, the 2016 remaster. They are $38.99. I'll show them to you. They all sound great. But yeah, we've got that. We have most of Pink Floyd in stock too. I'll buy one just to keep you from having nightmares. Then we can compromise with just one rush-free night. No, there'll never be a rush-free night, but I don't know. I guess let me give you a copy of Moving Pictures. I would also, if first Rush album, I'd say you need that or Farewell to Kings. But I'm going to pull you a copy of Moving Pictures. Let me pull you a copy of that. Very, very good. And then let's pull Andy Wade of Pink Floyd Animals. If anybody else wants one, I've got stacks of them. I always keep Pink Floyd Animals in stock. This is Pink Floyd Animals, $38.99. $38.99. Will you be getting the Eric Carr Rockology? As long as that's something that's not a record store day release, then yes. If it's a record store day release, then no. Ooh, Blue Oyster Cult, Revolution by Night. Hadn't seen that in a while. EX copy and shrink wrap, $17.99 from 1983. Revolution by Night. Don't see that one too often. Steve Winwood, Back in the High Life. VG Plus copy, $14.99. And we have Van Morrison, his band, and the Street Choir. EX copy, $32.99. Very clean. Fly By Night is a waiting list. We got about 5 people left. It keeps growing, though. The Kids Are All Right. The Who is a VG Plus $24.99 with booklet. VG Plus $24.99. That's a Who compilation. Andy Griffin, Just for Laughs. This is a spoken word record. Andy Griffin, he's telling stories and comedy. VG Plus $19.99. And Fleetwood Mac, Bare Trees. This is a VG Plus $17.99 for Fleetwood Mac, Bare Trees. Let's go ahead and end this Clash. That's sold to Craig Thomas for $20. The Clash is sold. Next comment is Joanne Reeve on Steve. That's Steve Winwood to Joanne Reeve. Brent Rabley first on BOC. And Deborah Devaney wants one Rush box set. You got it. Put Deborah Devaney down for a Rush box set. Eli Tomlinson wants the Andy Griffin. And Greg Brummett wants the Fleetwood Mac. Those are all sold and sold. All right. I've got two more. I don't know why I was just running one auction right then. I've got a couple more 45s I want to run. I test played both of these because they're kind of check condition, but they're really stuff we don't get into often because they're foreign imports. I thought this was really cool. I listened to it twice. Hey Joe, Jimi Hendrix Experience. It's actually a 3-track, French 1967. It's a 3-track. It's on a Barclay label. It plays about VG+. I've cleaned it. It sounds pretty good. It's 4 tracks, excuse me. It's a 4-track EP. Hey Joe, Stone Free, and then 51st Anniversary and Can You See Me. There's about 5 variants of this sleeve. The vinyl on that's about VG+. This cover is VG minus because of all the writing. It's a laminate. But this is 1967. There's some that's blue. There's some that have a little copyright or marking right here. But they're all pretty similar in value, pretty much. I think everybody just kind of wants the sleeve and the vinyl. So that is a $30 start. 1967 French Jimi Hendrix. That's an EP of some songs from his first releases, really. I mean, Hey Joe off Are You Experienced. That's a 7-inch French EP from 67. That's a $30 start. About a VG minus cover, and VG plus vinyl. Then we've got the Rolling Stones. This is also, I believe, a French single or EP. I can't really remember this one. This is just a single. Yeah, 1965. Everybody Needs Someone to Love. This is also about a VG plus, and this is a $25 start. Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. French Rolling Stones. This is also VG plus. Not a lot of damage to this. It does have some writing on it and a little bit of wear, but those are 2 singles. I'm just waiting for I wonder if Preston Rogers is on. He's usually our Hendrix buyer. And then the Rolling Stones, Carol Puckett's in at 25. Okay, back to the check condition bin. Make sure I didn't miss anything. If I've missed anything, just comment it again or somebody get my attention. We have Kiln House Fleetwood Mac. This is EX2299. EX2299. Kiss Gene Simmons. VG Plus $29.99. No poster, has the original inner sleeve. VG Plus $29.99. VG Plus $29.99. Foreigner Double Vision is a VG copy, $9.99. Foreigner Double Vision is a VG copy, $9.99 for Double Vision. The Best of the Guess Who. This is the gatefold version. Gatefold VG $9.99. Original orange label. American Woman. These Eyes. Eric Clapton Backless. EX $32.99. Clapton Backless. US Press gatefold. Foil lettering. Boston, their self-titled first album. This is a VG copy for $14.99. Orange Epic label. That's an OG. And Head East, Flat as a Pancake, featuring their hit song Never Been Any Reason. This is a VG copy, $9.99. A VG record, if we're putting out a VG record, it's probably going to have some light noise, probably maybe an occasional pop. Sometimes they look VG and they end up playing really well. So I've never had a lot of complaints from our check condition bin. So a lot of people sometimes skeptical because they're not pristine, but for the most part, these are going to be pretty nice as far as this playback. Cosmetically looking, they might not be the greatest. Marshall Tucker's a VG Plus $15.99. Like that record, it looks very clean to me. Very nice. VG Plus $15.99 for Carolina Dreams. And Queen, A Night at the Opera. This is actually not a check condition record. This is very nice. Red Electra label, $34.99. That is a later repress. Very nice vinyl though, $34.99. All right, the Rolling Stones, we was at 30. Rob Long wants Foreigner Double Vision. That's sold to Rob Long. Brent Rabley was at 32 on the Rolling Stones. Mike Vandergast, you were second to Foreigner. Wayne Heat was first to the Guess Who. John Ambrosic was third to Foreigner. Rich Russo on Boston. Justin Cleveland on Head East. And John Porter, you were second to Boston. And let's see here. Carol's out on the Rolling Stones. So Brent Rabley has the Rolling Stone single for 32. That's going once, going twice. 1965 French. And I've also got some French over here. Hey Joe, Jimi Hendrix Experience. 4-track EP. I'm looking for a $35 start on that. If it don't get a bid here in a second, I'll make it a buy it now, or Chad may even keep it. That's a really cool item. Led Zeppelin is VG Plus $29.99. VG Plus $29.99. Any idea how many of those Foreigner have been pressed? Foreigner, there's been tens of millions of Foreigner records made. The Best of Firefall, EX799. EX799 on the Firefall. Led Zeppelin was $29.99. VG Plus. Sweet, Give Us a Wink. That's a VG copy, $9.99. And Rocky, original motion picture score with the hop sticker in shrink wrap vinyl is VG Plus, $24.99. I've never seen one with a hop sticker on the Rocky soundtrack. And David Bowie Tonight, that is EX, $29.99. EX, $29.99. Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes. This is an EX copy, $32.99. Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, EX. Very nice looking record, $32.99. And Steely Dan, Asia, also EX, $32.99. All right, let's see. Rolling Stones is sold to Brent Rabley for $32. Brent, that's yours for $32. If anybody wants Hey Joe, it's a first come, first serve. $35, no less. $35 on Jimi Hendrix Hey Joe. There is no poster in the Gene Simmons. Next comment was Joe Zanelli. He wants the Sweet. That's sold to Joe Zanelli. Austin Cauldron wants the David Bowie Tonight. Sorry, I'll try not to do that again. That's sold to Austin Cauldron got the David Bowie. Chris DeMoss on Tom Petty. And Greg Preston on Asia. Okay, let's see here. No takers on Hey Joe. That's my first surprise of the night. Let me go ahead and start some new Japanese auctions that we didn't get to from the night before. Stuff I hadn't put up yet. We got Bruce Springsteen, and we have, let's see here. Hey, a Toto 4. I feel like we've had several of these lately. Uh-oh. Cops are coming after us. Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA, Japanese press. This is going to be a $40 start. Near mint and pristine vinyl. Bruce Springsteen, born in USA. There's the original inner sleeve. The cover's in shrink wrap with Obi. That's a $40 start, Japanese press of that. And then over here, we've got another near mint pristine Toto. This one is exceptionally nice. And this is a $45 start. I think I said 40 on Bruce. Toto, Japanese press. There's the insert. Extremely nice with Obi. That is now up for bid. Okay, back to the check condition bin. We have Heart, self-titled, shrink wrap and hop sticker. Vinyl is EX, $17.99. Jerry Wallace is in on Bruce at $40. REO Speedwagon is EX copy, $26.99. That is REO Speedwagon Live 2LP, EX, $26.99. Billy Joel, the Piano Man, in shrink wrap, EX copy, $17.99. In shrink wrap, does have a barcode on the back. The Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute, is EX, $12.99. And we have Heart, Hotel California, EX copy, $32.99. Hotel California is EX, $32.99. US Press, Surfing with the Astronauts. The Astronauts, that's EX, $27.99. Boy, we have a lot of EX in here, meaning there was just a little something keeping it from not being in the check condition bin. There's the Beatles rarities I was talking about, the US version. EX copy, $29.99. The Beatles rarities. That comes as a gatefold. It tells all the information about those tracks on the back. Yeah, it tells all the tracks on the back. That is the Beatles rarities. Okay, let's see here. Jerry Wallace is in at Bruce at $40. I bought the same Japanese Toto. You did. That's another one. I think it's the last one we have, though, at least for this week. Terrell Boat Night, first on Heart. We had Lorianne, second on Heart. And Craig Rutherford was first on the Eagles. And James C. Jones, first on the Doobie Brothers. And the Beatles is $29.99. EX. Final call on Bruce Springsteen. And the last record is EX, $49.99. The Mothers of Invention, Weasels Rip My Flesh. The top seam has some splits, and that is $49.99. Ryan Anderson also don't own any Beatles. Wow, do you even have a record collection? Brian C., first to Frank Zappa. The Eagles is $29.99, and or actually Mitchell asked that, and then how much was Piano Man? That was $17.99. $17.99. Okay, Born in the USA is sold to Jerry Wallace for $40. If anybody wants Toto, you can buy it now for $45. Toto's a buy it now for $45 if anybody wants it. A pristine Japanese pressing of Toto 4. Near mint with Obi. Near mint with Obi. All right, let's go back through this crate of new check condition records and see what we got in here. Linda Hasty, Toto 40. Whew, I don't know about that. Give me about 15 seconds to think on it. But there's some great records left in this first crate. Now I'm about to go back through them. We have offers rolling in like crazy. I'm about to ban the offers on new arrivals again. I used to do that. I'm about to put a ban on it again. Offers are usually for things that are when we're discounting them. Yeah, like when we have stuff on sale. First, our next auction is the best of a flock of seagulls. The best of a flock of seagulls. And this is a $30 start. Near mint. I didn't know this was even made. First time I've actually even had it. The best of a flock of seagulls. That is a $30 start. The best of a flock of seagulls. The reason is, you know, we also have a store, and these have like never been put out before. So, you know, Saturday we might come in, somebody might wipe out the rest of this bin. I've seen it happen before. So flock of seagulls is a $30 start. The other night we auctioned off a really nice copy. We have another really nice copy of Pink Floyd, The Wall. Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is a very nice copy. OG. No barcode. Gatefold. Let me show you the gatefold. They're always wanting to see the gatefold. Something to do with this or that or something. This is a $55 start. Very nice vinyl. There's some sticker residue right there, and it shows a little bit of ring wear right there on the back. Other than that, very clean wall. That's a very clean wall. That is a $55 start. 1979, The Wall. Okay, that's auction number 2. Flock of Seagulls and Pink Floyd, The Wall. Let's see here. Let me go through these titles one more time. We have Bob Seger, Stranger in Town. That is EX 24.99. War, the music band, EX 24.99. White Witch is a VG Plus 24.99. White Witch, VG Plus 24.99. Country Joe and the Fish, Electric Music is a VG Plus 14.99. Country Joe and the Fish. Steppenwolf is VG Plus 19.99. That's their first album. Point of No Return is still available, VG Plus 14.99. Van Morrison, his band, and the Street Choir, EX copy, $32.99 for Van Morrison. The Kids Are All Right, The Who is VG Plus 24.99. Has some cover damage right here to it. It has cover damage to it, and that's with booklet, $24.99. Fleetwood Mac Kiln House is EX 22.99. Kiss Gene Simmons is VG Plus 29.99. Kiss Gene Simmons. That is, I always call it Kiss Gene Simmons, but it's Gene Simmons' solo album, which is under the Kiss title, technically. Eric Clapton Backless is EX 32.99. And the Marshall Tucker Band, Carolina Dreams, VG Plus 15.99. That one has the hit song, Heard It in a Love Song. Queen, Night at the Opera. This is not a check condition record. Very nice, though. Very clean. $34.99 for Queen, A Night at the Opera. I'm going to keep that up front so we know it's not check condition. Then we had Led Zeppelin 4, VG Plus 29.99. The Best of Firefall was EX 7.99. Rocky was VG Plus 24.99. REO Speedwagon Live, EX 26.99. Surfing with the Astronauts is EX 27.99. The Beatles Rarities was $29.99. And Piano Man was $17.99. Those were both EX. Flock of Seagulls 32. John Porter wants Steppenwolf. And Arm Lazelle's at 55 on Pink Floyd. Terrell Boatnight wants Marshall Tucker Band. All right, these are all sticker price. If you can stay up late enough, when we go back through them, we can talk later. But right now, sticker price, if you want them, you might want to go ahead and grab them. If not, you know, later tonight, we'll probably go back through them. And, of course, we'll be doing half-off stuff at some point tonight. So that's when the wheels really start turning. Brent Rayleigh said something about the wheels. They'll start turning whenever we have 50% off out. I've got another crate of new arrivals, new vinyl arrivals. Let me go through those right quick. John Porter says he'll take the REO Speedwagon. And we have Kevin Tays. How much was Led Zeppelin? $29.99. Led Zeppelin was a VG Plus, $29.99. Mark Cunningham's at 56 on Pink Floyd. John Porter wants the REO Speedwagon. What did I just do with that one? Right here, that's sold to John Porter. REO Speedwagon Live. Flock of Seagulls 36, 37. Pink Floyd's at 60. New vinyl. We have a restock of Kanye West, The College Dropout. That is $36.99. There was somebody on a waiting list for that. Kanye, Jason Kenton. Jason Kenton, I've got you down. I have one more left for $36.99. 311. 311 is $41.99. This is 2 LPs pressed at RTI featuring Down, All Mixed Up, and Don't Stay Home. 311 self-titled. That is $41.99. We have 3 of those. Jason, I've already got you a Kanye pulled. Kevin Tays wants the Led Zeppelin. That's sold to Kevin Tays. Kevin Tays on Led Zeppelin. And that's sold to, yeah, Kevin Tays. Make sure I didn't miss anything. 60 on Pink Floyd. I think, Mark, you're out. High bid on Flock of Seagulls is now 40. Next comment was Josh Duvall on 311. I have 2 of those left if anybody wants one. 311, pressed at RTI, 2 LP, $41.99. This is a new release from Music on Vinyl. Exodus, Another Lesson in Violence. Limited to 1,000 on yellow and black marbled vinyl, $59.99. Exodus, and there was a few people waiting on that one. I may have not copied this one over, Tanner. I don't think I did. Exodus. There was 2 or 3 people, though. Yeah, it was something I just keyed in. Exodus is $59.99. Josh Duvall on 311, or did I already pull that? I've already pulled that, yeah. Okay, Rush, Spirit of the Airwaves. This is a live, unofficial. It should be red or blue or white vinyl, one of those 3. Live 1980 Missouri radio broadcast from 1980. That is $39.99. One more? Yeah. Tony Riddle, Kyle Gregory, and David Chilcote. I've already got you an Exodus. Y'all were on the pre-order. I've got one left. That's a new release for today, for tomorrow. Yeah. Those are $59.99. Mark's back in on Pink Floyd at 61. Flock of Seagulls, we got 2 people at 45, and Chris Moss wants the Rush unofficial. Next is Crash Test Dummies. Crash Test Dummies. God Shuffled His Feet. $36.99 for the Crash Test Dummies. $36.99. Screaming Trees, Uncle Anesthesia is $48.99. That's a Music on Vinyl pressing. Screaming Trees and System of a Down, Steal This Album. There was 2 people waiting on that. Ryan Rice and Mike Massey. System of a Down, Steal This Album, $36.99. Got a restock of Aerosmith Get a Grip, and that was $49.99. There was 1 person waiting on that. Who was waiting on Get a Grip? Darren Wortman. Darren, I've already got you one of those pulled. The Best of Flock of Seagulls is now at $47 with Whitney Croy. And RM Lozelle, you're out on Pink Floyd. We have Mark Cunningham at 61. RM's back in at 65. And System of a Down, Toxicity, or as I used to call it, Toxic City. That is $28.99. System of a Down, that is $28.99. And another crate with some Panteras. They're in about every crate now, which about 2 weeks ago, we couldn't get enough of them. Pantera Cowboys from Hell. This is $34.99. Dan's out on Flock of Seagulls. So Whitney has it for $47. That's going twice, going 3 times, and they're still battling over the wall, it looks like. Chris Kirkley first on Crash Test Dummies. That's sold to Chris Kirkley. And let me see what we've got here. So one more time through this one. We have Kanye West, $36.99. I've got one of those left. 311, that's pressed at RTI, 2 LP, $41.99. Pearl Jam Unplugged, that's the complete Unplugged Live, $39.99, red vinyl. Exodus, Music on Vinyl, 2 LP, $59.99. Crash Test Dummies, let's pull, we've already pulled one of those for Chris. Next is Eli Tomlinson on System of a Down, Toxicity. These are $28.99. There's one for Eli. Andy's in on Flock of Seagulls at $48. Greg Rogers, I've got you for System of a Down. Which one, Greg? He said, Steal This Album. Before that, we had 66 on Pink Floyd. Toby Graham wants a 311. Greg Rogers wants Steal This Album. Steal This Album. And Mitchell says he wants on the waiting list for Rush unofficial. Flock of Seagulls now at 50. So that also, there's the other System of a Down. Screaming Trees, Aerosmith, and Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. These are $34.99. Okay, the next crate of stuff I worked on last night, it's half OG, really premium stuff, and then it's all new vinyl with a lot of stuff, colored vinyl that is out of print, and other things similar to that. So let me set this crate here. If anybody else wants anything in there, be sure to let me know. And I'm going to set that there. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to start this Dark Side of the Moon in just a second. So cheap. We're going to get a real auction going on it. Because I actually test played it last night and I have notes on it. So, all right, let's go through this crate. The first batch up until the box set you see in here. The first batch you see up until the box set. These are going to be OG records. And then we have a lot of new stuff in here that we recently bought from a trade-in here in the store. So, get my camera set there. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Flock of Seagulls 50, now 51. A portion. We're supposed to get more of those in tomorrow. I just checked the delivery schedule. I don't know what's going to be in there, but we got 10 copies of that Cult on red vinyl. We were supposed to get the rest, but I don't know where they're at. So, we're waiting on that. And then Joe Ives wants a Toxicity. And Flock of Seagulls is at 55. Where are we on the wall? Mark is at 66. R.M. Lazelle, let me know if you're in or out. Mark Cunningham has that wall for 66. And we need a Toxicity or Toxic City, whichever way you prefer. All right, there's that. Okay. We have a very super clean copy. A lot of these last night I listened to. I'll let you know if I did. I listened to the first couple tracks on this. Sounds fantastic. James Taylor's Greatest Hits. The first part is all vintage or OG. This is $34.99, James Taylor's Greatest Hits, which I wish they would put back into print, but they haven't. That is $34.99. They're still bidding on Flock of Seagulls and The Wall, so we'll leave those rolling. We'll focus on this crate. Willie Nelson, Red-Headed Stranger, $24.99. $24.99. Willie Nelson, Red-Headed Stranger. This is another copy of the Rolling Stones Satanic Majesty's Request, but this is not the lenticular cover. This is a later repress. Still a very clean vintage copy, though. That is $34.99 if you don't have that one. Always tough to find for your Stones collection. Jimi Hendrix, Axis Bolted Love. Once again, not a first press, but probably a 70s press. Very clean, $34.99. And Willie Nelson's Greatest Hits, and some that will be. $24.99 on Willie Nelson's Greatest Hits. So, Flock of Seagulls, 57. Pink Floyd, 70. Satan's Child. I'm not for sure. I thought that already came out. John Porter, first to Red-Headed Stranger, Willie Nelson. Michael Nath, first to Jimi Hendrix. Mark Cunningham's back in on Pink Floyd at 71. Andy Wade, if you're out on Flock of Seagulls, just be sure to let me know. The White Album, I listened to this in its entirety. $49.99. It's an orange Capitol label, Winchester press with posters and photos. So a mid-70s press of the Beatles' White Album, specifically 1976. Sounded great to me. Stereo, that is $49.99, the Beatles' White Album. And also $49.99 is a triple LP Neil Young Decade. This is a 3 LP Neil Young compilation. That's also $49.99. Is The Wall spine perfect? It is. There is not a flaw on it. Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is a very nice copy. Mark's at 71. Michael Nath got the Jimi Hendrix. Andy Wade's back in on Flock of Seagulls at 58. Joanne Reeve wants the White Album. That's sold to Joanne. And I think we're getting into, actually there's some new stuff here. So the rest of this should be 180 gram or fairly newer pressings of a lot of records. I mean, this is new, kind of recent anyway. Jason Isbell, The Nashville Sound, $26.99. Jason Isbell, The Nashville Sound. AC/DC, Back in Black, $24.99. That's actually EX. That's been listened to a few times. Margot Price, All American Made, is $19.99 from 2017. Run the Jewels. This was kind of complicated, but I found out it is a 2016 on gold vinyl, $49.99. It includes the stickers, the inner sleeves, the inserts. That's Run the Jewels 3. Run the Jewels 3 from 2016. That's on gold vinyl, and it is the first press from 16, $49.99. The Great Ray Charles is $19.99. That's a 180-gram reissue. And the Foo Fighters, Medicine at Midnight, is $14.99. $14.99 for the Foo Fighters. Eric Church, Desperate Man, is $19.99. Okay, Whitney's out on Flock of Seagulls. Final call on that. They're still going back and forth on the wall. RM's the recent bidder at $75. Greg Rogers is going to get the Rolling Stones. And this next record is Jimi Hendrix, actually. $19.99, 2016 yellow vinyl. This is called Morning Symphony Ideas, Jimi Hendrix. 3-track, 10-inch on yellow vinyl. That is $19.99. Zachary Smith on the Foo Fighters. That's sold to Zachary Smith. $169.99. $169.99 on the Smashing Pumpkins Melancholy. Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. That is $169.99. Or you can have yourself a brand new one for $199.99. So this one's $169. The new ones are $200. Michael Nath got the Jimi Hendrix. And these auctions are over. Andy Wade got the Flock of Seagulls for $58. And Arm Lazelle got the Pink Floyd The Wall for $75. Those are sold and sold. Okay, here's a pretty collectible record. I think like the cheapest one on Discogs is $75 or $79. I put this up last night and I wanted to test play it, and so I could kind of tell you, because anytime you're buying an expensive MoFi record, if I say it's check condition, I know that's probably scary. Plus the cover has a lot of wear, which I've seen them with this much wear on them, even MoFi pressings. It also has a seam split up here. It has the non-italicized font, or non-italic. Is that the word? Italic? Yeah, italic font. So, first press, MoFi. I test played it. Of course, you know how quiet it is when the album comes on, you know, leading up until Breathe, or Speak to Me, Breathe. I guess it's Breathe when the music actually kicks in. There's some light noise, or I'll put, yeah, there's like light noise, like a light crackle. When the music kicks in, obviously unnoticeable, but of course the quiet tracks in between, you know, very, very light noise. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like horrible, it's probably like a 3, but it is a MoFi record. And then there's an occasional pop. There's an occasional pop, and we've cleaned it. I've even ultrasonically cleaned it, and still, when it's playing, it sounds great. Right in the middle of time, the guitar solo and everything. I mean, it sounds like a great record. $25 start. I think the cheapest one on there that may not even have a jacket like starts at $75 or $79, but I may have been thinking about one of these other MoFis that I'm going to be selling tonight. That's a $25 start for Pink Floyd The Wall MoFi pressing. Okay, The Cure, Kiss Me, Kiss Me is $34.99. Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me to be exact. The Cure is $34.99. Sturgill Simpson, Metamodern Sounds and Country Music is $19.99. And Neil Young, Harvest Moon, $29.99. This one is etched from 2017. I didn't realize this, but yeah, I guess the ones we have in stock right now look like this. They have an etching of the cover on the back. That is $29.99. Jason F. first on The Cure. Melinda was second. John Porter first on Sturgill Simpson. Colin Butler, you were second. Let me grab another auction. Let's see what I've got over. Let's see, the Sonny Williamson Collection, 20 Blues Greats, $20 start. Sonny Boy Williamson on the Deja Vu. This is an Italian pressing. Sonny Boy Williamson, 20 Blues Greats. That's a $20 start. Also, we have Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, is $25 of Arm Lazelle. Arm Lazelle has that for $25. Are you sure I was second? I am 100%. Jason F. Cure, Melinda, you were second. It's actually still on the screen right now. Well, it just went off. If you look at the comments that's embedded on the screen, hold on a second, let me get my orientation. See where my hand's going up and down? Those comments, that's the official feed. So I know if you're just looking at it, if you're looking at it vertically, it's probably too tiny to tell. But if you ever rotate your phone or watch on a laptop, you probably can see it. And that's the official feed. Okay, let's see where we're at here. We have Tool, $34.99. Tool Lateralis. Tool Lateralis, $34.99. This is a 2 LP picture disc. 2 LP picture disc, $34.99. And we have Roxy, Tonight's the Night, live. I listened to side 1 of this. I never had listened to it before. $24.99, sounds great, original master tapes. And I listened to this in its entirety. I forgot how great this is. I know it's a Led Zeppelin album, but it's been a long time since I played one. Houses of the Holy, $24.99. Over the Hills and Far Away, Dancing Days, The Rain Song, No Quarter, $24.99 for House of the Holy. And Nirvana in Utero is $29.99. And this is a 2015 Europe. 2015 Europe. Okay, let me get everything caught up here. We've had a lot of bids recently. The last claim was Sturgill Simpson. Let's see. And then Sonny Boy Williamson. That was 2020. Pink Floyd 26. Blues 26. Or Pink Floyd 26. Pink Floyd 27. Pink Floyd 30. Pink Floyd 28. Pink Floyd 29. Pink Floyd 30. 31. Sonny Boy Williamson 30. Pink Floyd 31. Pink Floyd 40. So Pink Floyd's at 40. And Vicky was first to Led Zeppelin. Yeah, Vicky was first to Led Zeppelin, Michael was second, and Mark was second. And then Chris DeMoss on Nirvana. Okay, so let me see how many of those we have in stock. Usually when we have a used, new Led Zeppelin album, it kind of rejuvenates all the others. So yeah. We have them new and sealed here. These are $31.99. House of the Holy. These are new and sealed Jimmy Page remasters. Very nice. That's the exact same thing we just sold. These are $31.99. $31.99. Led Zeppelin House of the Holy. If anybody wants one of these, let me know. If anybody wants one of those, Michael or Mark or anybody else for a new sealed one, those are $31.99. Okay. Let me update the auctions. Michael Knapp is at 30 on Sonny Boy Williamson. He's the high bidder. Joanne Reeves is at 40. And if anybody wants a Led Zeppelin, comment now. That's for the new sealed House of the Holy. And Tanner, these are $31.99. That's the most recent price on those, $31.99. Rage Against the Machine, Democratic National Convention 2000. This is $29.99. 2018 UK Record Store Day, $29.99. Is Tool an OG? How much was Tool? Tool is... No, this album came out in 2000. No. I don't think they officially pressed this on vinyl until this picture disc. It's never been pressed on vinyl. It's only ever been pressed on picture disc. And no, this is not an OG. I think it's like 2016, 2018. It's $34.99 though. And we have new ones in stock. That's a sealed one. I think new ones are $48.99. Give Michael Knapp the House of the Holy, also $31.99. And then first to Rage Against the Machine was Mark Shelton. Mark Shelton on Rage Against the Machine. Martin Pryor was second, Jeff Helton third, John Ambrosic fourth, Jared fifth. And okay, so final calls now. Sonny Boy Williamson, $30 with Michael Knapp, going twice, going 3 times. And we have a MoFi pressing of Dark Side of the Moon at $40 to Joanne Reeve. Joanne's about to get the deal of the week. $40 to Joanne Reeve. Angela says, I'll take it, and Fred says, I'll take it. Angela had just inquired about it before you, Fred. She's got first dibs on that. Fred, I've got new ones on the way. I said in stock. I don't think I actually have any over there. But when I was looking this up, I went to my tool bin. I had no undertows. I had no Fear Inoculums because we've sold all those box sets. And I have no Lateralis. So I'm actually sold out of tool. I actually ordered some last night. So the new ones are $48.99. Fred, if you decide you want one when they come in. Jonathan, I've already got you down for a Led Zeppelin. Sonny Boy Williams is at 35. Pink Floyd's at 45. Pink Floyd 41. And Pink Floyd 49. I do have one tool in stock. That's Lollapalooza, Texas on silver vinyl. That's from Dallas, 1993. Tool. That is $36.99 if anybody wants it. Okay, new bids on our auctions. Back to the 180 gram. We're about to get into some colored vinyl stuff, I think. Some stuff I didn't know they even made. Not Tool. This is Pearl Jam. 2011 United Press, $29.99. This is Pearl Jam versus $29.99. $29.99. Pearl Jam Versus. Joshua Headley, Mr. Jukebox. This is a third man record on orange vinyl. That's on orange vinyl. That is $19.99. The Beastie Boys, Ill Communication, 2019 silver marbled vinyl. Silver marbled vinyl, $79.99 on the Beastie Boys. Colored vinyl, $79.99. Sonny Boy Williamson, 31. Dark Side of the Moon, 50. Trez Dabney was first on the live tool. Actually, Jeremiah, if it's okay, or no, who was second? Austin. Austin, if it's okay, I'll put your name down because I probably need to order more of those. Jeremiah was first to Pearl Jam. And then Pink Floyd's at 53. Mark Cunningham wants the Beastie Boys. Do you have any Pulse box set? David, I used to have literally an entire shelf full of them, and they slowly sell out. I have a bunch back ordered. No, I have 0 in stock. I have 0 in stock, unfortunately. I think y'all used to remember I used to have like 3 shelves full of them. They all get gone eventually. Dennis Nelson, you were second to the Beastie Boys. Pink Floyd, 54, 55, and then another 55, and then not colored vinyl. We have that Beastie Boys in stock on black vinyl, but I don't think we have it on the colored vinyls out of stock. Michael Naff, just so you know, actually, what is the high bid on this? I got Brent Rabley at 35. Let me figure this one out. Yeah, Gary's not at 31. Brent's at 35. Brent Rabley has this for 35. Everyone else is out. Bruce Springsteen's Greatest Hits on red vinyl, $39.99. We've had this before, but I did mark those down. Yes, we marked down Pulse one night and we sold a bunch. I think we had them for like $175, and I marked them down to like $1.25 one night maybe. But yes, this is on red vinyl, $39.99. No, they don't announce when that kind of stuff gets repressed. It's just kind of whenever. They keep all that in secret. $39.99, red vinyl. The Stooges Funhouse. This is $39.99. The Stooges Funhouse, $39.99. That's a 2010. And Jimi Hendrix is $79.99. Blue marbled vinyl from 2016. Numbered blue vinyl from 2016. Electric Ladyland. I didn't know they made that. Pressed at QRP at colored vinyl. On colored vinyl. Also includes the book with it. That is also $79.99. Jimi Hendrix. Sonny Boy Williamson, 36. Pink Floyd, 70. Pink Floyd, 60. Sonny Boy Williamson, 37. Pink Floyd, out and out. Let's see. Andy Wade Price on Springsteen. Springsteen is $39.99. That's on red vinyl. Carol Puckett, $39.99. Red vinyl. And we have Rolling Stones Exile on Main Street. $29.99. 2010 pressing. Rolling Stones Exile on Main Street. I am sold out of toolboxes. I think I've got 1 or 2 left. But yeah, they've slowly, and they're still giving us problems. But I think they're almost all gone, and I'm never going to have it again. I may keep 1 in stock at sticker price, just in case anybody wants one. But I don't know, in 5 years, they'll probably be selling for like $500 or something crazy when all the stock gets dried up. Michael Nath on Jimi Hendrix. Andy Wade said sold on Bruce. Greg Brummett on Exile. And Carol, he had asked about Bruce Springsteen right before you did. So Michael Nath got Jimi Hendrix. Andy Wade got Bruce Springsteen. Greg Brummett got Exile. And Jared D. Jagger on the Run the Jewels. Jared, if you're a first-time buyer with us, thank you and welcome. I don't think I've ever said your name before, so be sure you message our page. Our Facebook page is CollectCo, the one you're watching on. Send us a message with your email address and your mailing address, and we will send you an invoice on Monday. We're having a sale tonight, no sale tomorrow night, and then we're most likely, like 95% at this point, going to have a sale Saturday night. If that changes, I will let y'all know. So that's the schedule for the rest of the week. So you can buy for the rest of the week, tonight's show and Saturday night show, $7, unlimited shipping. Okay, Sonny Boy Williamson. Gary says he's out. That means Brent Rabley has that for 37. Final call. And then Dark Side of the Moon. Dark Side of the Moon. Paul Brothers. Now, keep in mind, I keep showing the cover. I know it has some wear, but like I said, I've test played the vinyl. It plays EX just like we originally graded it and it has some very, very light noise in the quiet parts and an occasional pop. Dark Side of the Moon, and the high bid on that is $70. And that's a final call. Both of those are on a final call. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever is $26.99. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever is $26.99. These are all new from this point up. They've been all new 180 gram pressings. Graham Parsons, $29.99. This is from 2019. Graham Parsons, GP. Kendrick Lamar, DAMN. This is actually quite pricey. $174.99. 2018 clear vinyl. It is hand numbered on the back in gold Sharpie, it looks like, or gold marker. Kendrick Lamar, $174.99. $174.99. Kendrick Lamar. That is available. Tough to get. The Stooges self-titled is $64.99. This is the 2018 Record Store Day 2LP. 2LP of the Stooges self-titled. And Led Zeppelin 2. $24.99 for Led Zeppelin 2. $24.99. Jimmy Ball wants Tom Petty. That's sold to Jimmy Ball. And let's go ahead and sell Sonny Boy Williamson. Sonny Boy Williamson is sold to Brent Rabley for $37. And Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon is sold to Paul Brothers for $70. I think Paul just bought a near mint pristine one from us, I'm pretty sure. So that one goes to him for $70. James Cohorn wants the Led Zeppelin. And I need to run through that crate one more time. That was a good one. There was some good stuff in there. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, they're not cheap. They're actively selling for that too. They've recently been selling for that. Elmore James, Screamin' Blues, $20 start. Elmore James, Screamin' Blues, $20 start. Led Zeppelin was a remaster, 100%. All the front part of that crate was new, 180 gram vinyl. All right. Next Japanese auction is Three Dog Night Naturally. It's one we don't get as often. Three Dog Night Naturally. Three Dog Night Naturally. Near mint pristine. Near mint pristine. Three Dog Night Naturally. Pink probe label from Japan. There's the original anti-static that came with it. And we have Three Dog Night Naturally insert. And there's the cover with the Obi. That's a $35 start. $35 start. Three Dog Night Naturally. Okay. One more time in this crate. Very quickly. James Taylor's Greatest Hits. $34.99. Caroline in My Mind. Fire and Rain. Something in the Way She Moves. Sweet Baby James. Country Road. You've Got a Friend. Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight. Walking Man. Mexico. Willie Nelson's Greatest Hits. Neil Young Decade. Jason Isbell, The Nashville Sound. AC/DC was $24.99. Margot Price was $19.99. Ray Charles was $19.99. Eric Church is $19.99. Smashing Pumpkins was $164.99. And then to the new stuff, Neil Young Harvest, $29.99. Has Harvest Moon on it. Roxy, Tonight's the Night. Neil Young, $24.99. Joshua Headley, Orange Vinyl from Third Man Records, $19.99. The Stooges Funhouse was $39.99. Graham Parsons was $29.99. Kendrick Lamar was $174.99. And the Stooges is 2018 Record Store Day, $64.99. Sarah Long on Eric Church, that's sold to Sarah Long. Sherry Darnell on Neil Young Roxy, that's sold to Sherry Darnell. And let's do Elmore James. Michael Nath is at $30. Going once, going twice. And Three Dog Night is a $35 start if anybody wants in on that. John Miller takes the Graham Parsons. Budgie, sometimes. That's something you just got to be on the lookout for. We'll definitely advertise them when we do, or I usually put those in hot pictures. So, yes, they come through occasionally. Let's see what we got right here. Let's go through this crate. Looks like some interesting stuff. New crate of vintage arrivals. Krista Moss is at $31 on Elmore James. We got 3 bidders on that. New vintage arrivals. Let's see what we have in store. This is Tommy the Who, $39.99. That's on the Decca label with the booklet. OG Decca, $39.99. Michael Nath is at $32 on Elton John. And the band, Cahoots, $34.99 for the band. Cahoots, that's $34.99. Remember Me, Eddie Cochran, $19.99. It's a French import. And Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle, $17.99. Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle, $17.99. Paul McCartney, London Town, that has the poster with it, $29.99. That does have the poster with it. Paul McCartney. And Rod Stewart, Tonight, A Night on the Town, $14.99 for Rod Stewart. Poco, this is a MoFi pressing of Legend. Once again, the cover is kind of beat up. The vinyl's really nice. Yeah, the entire top seam is split. $59.99, and that's a MoFi pressing of Poco Legend. Heart is a Nautilus Half-Speed Master Super Disc. You have to have the encoder, but that is $49.99. Once again, about a VG Plus cover from 1979. That is $49.99. Okay. Ron Anderson said Kendrick Lamar 160 question mark. What did I have that one price? 175. Let me think on that. Brent Rabley's at 35 on Elmore James. What's up with the Toto 4? This is a no bid Japanese press. I'm looking for a $45 buy it now on that. $45 buy it now. I think someone's already offered 40. I'm pretty sure Marshall Hasty's already offered 40. Elmore James 36. Elmore James 40. Jimmy Ball was first to Rod Stewart. We have Mark Shelton first to Poco. Elmore James 37. Steve Miller Band sold to Leslie Holt. Steve Carmichael wants the Joshua Headley. I think that was from the last bin, the Third Man record on orange vinyl. It is. Sell that to Steve Carmichael. Chris DeMoss is at 38 on Elmore James. And then encoder. Yeah, you have to have a DBX disc encoder. You can still play it and listen to it, but to get the full effect of the half-speed master super disc, you have to have an encoder. I bid 40 on Elmore James. Michael Nath is at 40 on Elmore James. My bad. Michael Nath's at 40 on Elmore James. He slipped that in up there on YouTube. Chris and Brent, I think, were battling back, and they probably wasn't even looking at YouTube bids. Michael's already got y'all beat. He's at 40. We have Dave Edmonds, Information, $19.99 for Dave Edmonds, Information. Arlo Guthrie, Amigo, that's in shrink wrap, $19.99. And White Noise. White Noise is $19.99 from 1997. Okay, I'm going to start with our 45s. First handful of 45s for the night. A lot of these I was going to run for auction, but we're just going to show them. I'm going to tell you what they are. It's a first come, first serve like anything else we sell. First thing is the Beach Boys. This is a 4-track EP from like Pet Sounds. Actually, let me put that one up for auction. $20 start on the Beach Boys. The vinyl is VG Plus. And let me go ahead and end Three Dog Night. If anybody wants Three Dog Night, it's a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now on the Three Dog Night. I'll lay that right over here. And the Beach Boys, because I don't think I have it stickered. The Beach Boys, Wouldn't It Be Nice? This was French. It's a 4-track EP from Pet Sounds. Wouldn't It Be Nice? Don't Talk. God Only Knows, and I Know There's an Answer. That's a French. Vinyl is VG Plus. That's a $20 start for the Beach Boys. Elmore James is at 42. Michael Nath, you're out. And Brent Rape or Steve Henry wants Tommy the Who. That's sold to Steve Henry. Okay, so now we got an auction going. We have Kate Bush, Wuthering Heights. That is $29.99. Kate Bush is $29.99. Joanne's at $20 on the Beach Boys. These next two are VG Plus. We have a VG Plus of, I listened to these too. Pleasant Valley Sunday. These are $4.99 and Words. Pleasant Valley Sunday and Words. What a great release by the Monkees. That's VG Plus, $4.99. Test played it. And then here's another one that's $4.99 from the Beatles. I saw her standing there, and I want to hold your hand. VG Plus, $4.99. Tom Petty, I Need to Know, and No Second Thoughts. That is $6.99 on Shelter. The Cars, Let's Go. That's a double-sided white label promo from the Cars, $6.99. Paul McCartney, Coming Up. Lunchbox and Odd Socks. That's $9.99. Picture sleeve for Paul McCartney. And let me stop on that one because it's another Cars and get caught up here. Okay, so back up to the top, we had 42 on Elmore James. We've already pulled the Tommy. Joanne's at 20 on the Beach Boys. Very cool. Never seen that one before. Joanne Reeve is at $20. Mike Massey was first to the Kate Bush. That's sold to Mike Massey. Elmore James is at 43. Rob's at 25 on the Beach Boys. Arthur Maldondo was first to the Monkees. That is some classic. That is some great stuff there. Pleasant Valley Sunday, which was written by Carole King and Gary Goffin. Jerry Goffin and King. Nigel, you were second on the Monkees. Trey Mendenhall was first on the Beatles. Josh Ragland was second. Let's see. Brian C., you were fourth on the Beatles. Tom Ulanowski's at 23 on the Beach Boys. We've already got 25. Jimmy Ball was first to Paul McCartney. Arm Lazelle was second. And was Funhouse New, or would you say you take 30? I said I wasn't really taking offers on those right now. It was $39.99. We can revisit that one a little bit later. We have the Cars, Let's Go still available, and Tom Petty, I Need to Know. This is a white label promo, and Tom Petty is $6.99. Those are both $6.99. Beach Boys is at $26. Okay, we have the Bees. The Bees is $14.99. The Bees, $14.99. Nick Lowe, Halfway to Paradise. I don't want the night to end. Nick Lowe is $6.99. Another Paul McCartney coming up live at Glasgow. That is $6.99. That's a one-sided one. And Talking Heads, Take Me to the River. Talking Heads is $6.99. Take Me to the River. And the Cars, My Best Friend's Girl. My Best Friend's Girl, $6.99. Another white label promo. Another white label promo on that one. Tom's at 28 on the Beach Boys. Elmore James has got another bid, $44 with Brent Rabley. So we're still bidding on that one. Beach Boys is at 28. Arm Lazelle was first to Paul McCartney. Coming up, that is sold to Arm Lazelle. Mitchell Thomas, you were second. Jimmy Ball was first to Talking Heads. Mike Massey second. Josh Ragland third. Arthur fourth. Joanne fifth. The Bee songs are... Let's see here. The Bees are, let's see. Mystery Date, It's a Business Doing Pleasure with You. It's actually 4 tracks. 4 tracks. Ruby and Circuit Breaker. So here's what's left. The Bees, the Cars, Tom Petty, the Cars, and Nick Lowe. Those are still available. I'm going to lay those right over here. I got a whole crate of 45s I worked on last night. Really cool stuff. Final call on Elmore James for 44. And final call on the Beach Boys. Tom has that for 28. If anybody else wants to bid on either one of those, now is your time. Back to the crate. We have Sammy Hagar, $24.99. Sammy Hagar, $24.99. Can't Help But Shake, the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman, $24.99. Can't Help But Shake. Let's see here. We have The Spirit of Revelation, Heyoka. The Spirit of Revelation, Heyoka. 2012 sealed, $34.99. Beach Boys is at 29. Jimmy Ball first to Sammy Hagar. Arthur second. Andy Wade third. Whitney's at 30 on the Beach Boys. And Horselips, Happy to Meet You from 1973. Octagon cover, $39.99. Horselips, Happy to Meet You. This is Hooker, Rock and Roll, 2011 multicolor vinyl, $29.99. And Gentle Giant, $19.99 for 3 friends. Not a bad price on that one. Mad Love, Golden Earring, and it's sealed. I almost said shrink wrap. It's sealed, $29.99. Boy, we just sold something expensive on Discogs. It's got a PayPal notification. Kelly Gordon, Defunct. Kelly Gordon is $19.99. I told you all those weird records. He's going to start putting them on Discogs. I listed a bunch, and the next morning I woke up, or the next afternoon I woke up, and like a third of them had already sold. That kind of stuff we put on Discogs, those... We all seen some of them, Figure 4 and Karate and some of those records. Just a lot more people out there in the world, I guess, needing and looking at them. There was one guy in Netherlands. I'm shipping one of those to. The Netherlands. Can't get them over there too easy. Beach Boys is 30. Jimmy Ball is going to take the sealed golden earring. Joanne's out on the Beach Boys. And we have Ian Gillian Band, $24.99. How much is GG? Gentle Giant was $19.99. Golden earring to the hilt. That's also sealed from 1976 to the hilt. That's also sealed, $29.99. Golden earring, Genesis, Wind and Weathering, $24.99. And Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant, 1967 Steamboat label. That should be the OG for that, $24.99. All right, final call on the Beach Boys. I should have already ended this. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Elmore James, $44 to Brent Rabley. Jimmy Ball wants golden earring. And James Bragg, you're second. Final call on the Beach Boys, $30. I'm about to end that. I can't believe it. This is still over here for a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now. Hey Joe, 4-track EP from France, 1967. You always say Gillian. Ian Gillan Band. Thank you, Hendry. Dale Cooper wants to Arlo Guthrie. And we have Gary and the Pacemakers, Greatest Hits, 1999. Gary and the Pacemakers, Greatest Hits, 1999. John Fred and his Playboys. 34 minutes and 40 seconds of John Fred and his Playboys, 1999. Procol, like Procol Harems. Procol's Nights. Well, that's tough to say when it's not harem isn't after it. I've trained my brain how to say Procol Harem. That's a sealed Canadian pressing, $29.99. Howlin' Wind, Graham Parker, $14.99. Odetta in Japan, $39.99. RCA Victor pressing from 1966. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, $24.99. And The World of the Partridge Family, $24.99. Hadn't seen one of those in a while, and one of those not nice in a while. Excuse me. I need either somebody to slap me or I got to go drink some water. Whitney Croy, you got the Beach Boys for $30. Seth, you want to come over here and slap me? Only if I can slap you back. And then we'll put it on camera. I'm sure everybody would like to see that. Seth can slap me as hard as he wants, and then I get to hit him as hard as I can. We'd have 400 or 500 viewers. I think I did, Walt. Let me go make sure I didn't miss anything. Walt Cruz, Headless Horseman. You got it, Mr. Cruz. Headless Horseman. I'm going to lay that one right there, Tanner, so I don't put it on top of the 45. Then we already pulled Arlo. Any Purple Rain in stock? I do believe so. They're $31.99. Jimmy Ball was first to Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. That's sold to Jimmy Ball. Let's see. Okay, let's run through that crate one more time. Let's see what else I've got over here in my auction stash, which is the Japanese bin. Let me find that. I've got another copy of Pink Floyd The Wall over here. I don't know if we need to run 3 in the last 24 hours, but we may end up doing that. And let's do Duran Duran and Billy Joel. Duran Duran and Billy Joel. We have Duran Duran 7 and the Ragged Tiger. This is going to be a $35 start. Duran Duran 7 and the Ragged Tiger. Near mint pristine Japanese vinyl. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the very nice cover and obi. That's a $35 start. And then we've got Billy Joel's 52nd Street. Billy Joel's 52nd Street, also a $35 start. Vinyl, near mint, pristine. There's the Japanese insert. This also comes with the original inner sleeve. And there's the cover and obi. That's also a $35 start. 2 $35 starts up. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in this crate. Let me know if you want anything. The Band Cahoots, or if you need to know a price. The Band Cahoots, Eddie Cochran, Paul McCartney, London Town with poster, Dreamboat Annie, Dave Edmunds, Arlo Guthrie, Amigo, White Noise, Heyoka, The Spirit of Revelation, Horse Lips, Hooker, Gentle Giant, Kelly Gordon, Defunct, Ian Gillan Band, Genesis, Gary and the Pacemakers, John Fred, Procol's Nights, Graham Parker, Odetta, and the Partridge Family. Let's see here. I'm going to keep the new arrivals going. I got a crate of Murfreesboro stuff. Let me run through that. Let me actually grab that right now. Got a crate of Murfreesboro stuff. What is this crate here? Moody Blues, Elvis, Coven. I think that's some new arrivals from last night. There are a lot of records in this crate. Let's go through this one. See what we have in stock. Hector Hart was $49.99. That was a knodless Super Disc. Nautilus Super Disc. Before I do that, don't you have a rule of superstition about auction 3 or more of the same album close together? Probably. Probably. I probably said something crazy like that before. So sure, we'll call it a superstition. Yeah, no one got Gentle Giant. No one got the Heart. Some crazy things going on tonight. Was it a full moon outside? What's going on? 3 Pink Floyd, The Walls. Nobody's buying Heart or Gentle Giant. Got some more 45s for you. Culture Club. This is $6.99. Time, Clock of the Heart. We have Alice Cooper, From the Inside, $6.99. That's a promo copy. Elvis Costello, Good Year for the Roses. And Your Angel Steps Out of Heaven, $9.99. That is a UK. Ian Dury, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, $6.99. Elvis Costello, Every Day I Write the Book, that is $4.99. From Head to Toe, Elvis Costello, that's UK, $9.99. Elvis Costello, Clubland, Clean Money, Hoover Factory from the UK, $9.99. Ringo Starr Photograph is $4.99. Peter Tosh on the Rolling Stones label, that's the actual sleeve it came with, the breaking out sleeve you see there. Peter Tosh, that is $9.99. That's a promo copy. And the Rolling Stones Going to a Go-Go is $6.99. The Rolling Stones Going to a Go-Go. Okay, so we have Troy Robinson first on Culture Club. We have Brian C. first on, he put VC. I bet he meant AC. Brian, let me know if that's right. I got you for VC. There wasn't anything else in here VC, but you might have meant AC for Alice Cooper. If not, that's so to Chris Gardner. Jason Kenton was first to Peter Tosh. It looks like Carol was second. Then Adam, I've got you for the Rolling Stones. This one here, RS for Rolling Stones. And then Nigel on Ringo Starr. He won a Culture Club. All right, so Chris Gardner gets the Alice Cooper. So Culture Club, Alice Cooper, Tosh, Adam of Rolling Stones, Nigel with Ringo Starr, and that leaves Costello, Ian Dury, and Costello. Josh Vaughn, you were next on Peter Tosh. Okay. These auctions are, let me do some cleanup over here before we get too many stacked up. So earlier we had this 3 Dog Night. Where's David Johnson at? He would normally be buying these 3 Dog Night. This is a $35 buy it now, 3 Dog Night naturally. That's a $35 buy it now. Toto was a $45 buy it now. And then these are $35 buy it nows as well. Duran Duran, 7 in the Ragged Tiger. These are a $35 buy it now if anybody wants them. Now is the time to claim them. Just back up. Very nice and neat way we keep those. And Billy Joel's 52nd Street, a classic album. Jimmy Hodgkins was first to Elvis Costello Clubland. Brent Rabley, you were second. Brent, let me know which of the Costellos left that you want. Let me know if you want any of those that's left. So first, let's go ahead and tag Fred Carnell with Duran Duran. That's $35. And if anybody wants the Led Zeppelin 2 I showed earlier, Led Zeppelin 2, the 180 gram, this is $19.99. $19.99, or excuse me, this was $24.99. This is 2014. Led Zeppelin is $24.99 if anybody wants it. That was put back from just a moment ago. That is $24.99. Fred got Duran Duran. Sherry Darnell wants the 3 Dog Night for a $35 buy it now. And Josh, you were second on Duran Duran. And Jimmy, let me pull these 45s here. We have Clubland for Jimmy Hodgkins. That was $9.99. Jimmy Hodgkins on Clubland. We have From Head to Toe. That's a UK. Every Day I Write the Book. And Good Year for the Roses. Those are 9, 4, and 9. Steve Henry wants the Led Zeppelin. If anybody wants a new sealed copy of this, they are $31.99. I have these new and sealed. That is sold to Steve Henry for $24.99. And Josh, yeah, I think you're kind of on a delay a little bit. You might want to refresh your feed. Okay, let's see what else I got in here. We've got, let's see. Santana and another Billy Joel. This is Santana. What is this one called? Borboleta, I believe, and Billy Joe. I'll show those in details in just a second. Brent wants head to toe and Goodyear. Okay, there's head to toe and Goodyear. He don't want the US one, both of the UK. All right, those next two 45s are sold to Brent. All right, let's see what this is in here. This is a cram pack full from Murfreesboro. R.L. Burnside, 1999. R.L. Burnside, 1999. Big Bill Brunsey, the Blues, is $14.99. Roy Buchanan, Loading Zone. Roy Buchanan is $14.99. And Joe Bonamassa, an acoustic evening at the Vienna Opera House, $39.99. The Murfreesboro collection is a local buy. I got like 6,000 or 7,000 albums, or we've been selling them for like 3 months now. This guy had his OG stuff, but if he had an OG record, it was like something he opened that was sealed. It was pretty incredible. And then everything else is new, sealed, opened, lightly used remasters, or 180 gram. Sarah Long was first to R.L. Burnside. Michael Nath on Brunsey, I believe, B-R-O Broom. So Sarah Long got that one. Michael Nath got that one. Matthew Knight is first on BB. That was Big Bill. Matthew was second. Kevin Willis first on Roy Buchanan. And Michael Nath first on Joe Bonamassa. There's usually not much left in these Murfreesboro crates. This is Herbie Hancock, Inventions and Dimensions, 1999. I made a note on the back. The first mono presses of this record, this one is a 180 gram remaster or 180 gram press. The two first mono presses are listed on Discogs, a VG with a completely split cover for $650 and another one for $875. One has sold as much as $1,021.38 after the currency exchange. That's a rare and pricey record if you ever find a true 65 mono Herbie Hancock. If you got a nice clean copy, you got a $1,000 plus record. I bet if you had a near mint jacket, vinyl was truly near mint, unplayed, it would bring over $1,000, especially on eBay at auction. So, yeah, not bad for $20. John Ambrosic on Herbie Hancock. Colin was second. Roy Buchanan's second album. This is a 180 gram limited edition. 1999, Roy Buchanan's second album. Stuart Ham, Kings of Sleep, $9.99 for Stuart Ham, Kings of Sleep. Eddie Harris, This Is Why You're Overweight. There's a big old chocolate-covered cherry on the cover. That looks pretty good right now. $14.99. Eddie Harris, that's in shrink wrap. Roy Buchanan, Live at Austin City Limits. That is $34.99. Roy Buchanan, Austin City Limits, $34.99. Alan Holdsworth, Velvet Darkness, $14.99. Freddie Hubbard, Polar AC, $14.99. And Freddie Hubbard, Skydive, $14.99. Magico, Charlie Hayden, Jan Garbarek, I think. That's on the ECM Jazz label, $14.99 on that. Kevin Willis, first to Roy. I'm pretty sure Kevin wanted this one. Right, Kevin? The second album. There's another Roy Buchanan in there as well. Brent Rabley on Roy Buchanan. So now we have two Roy Buchanan claims. We'll have to figure out which one Kevin wants. He can have the second album, or he can have Live Austin City Limits, and then Brent Rabley is next on one of the two. Mark Buchanan, he said yes. So Brent, let me know if you want the live one. That's up to you. Mike wants Freddie Hubbard. Mark. Do you want Polar AC or Skydive? Billy Underwood wants Skydive, and Kevin said yes. Okay, so that's correct. He wants that one, and Brent got that. Now we'll see which one Mark wants. Okay, Ron Levy's Wild Kingdom. That is $9.99. Roy Buchanan Hot Wires. Roy Buchanan Hot Wires, $14.99. Lots of Roy Buchanan so far. And another Ron Levy's Wild Kingdom, Safari to New Orleans. That's $9.99. So he wants the first Freddie Hubbard. That's sold to Mark Cunningham, and then Billy Underwood gets Skydive. That worked out good. Michael Nath wants Roy Buchanan Hot Wires. That's on the Alligator label. That's sold to Michael Nath. Lonesome Sundown, Been Gone Too Long, $19.99. Lonesome Sundown. That's also on the Alligator label. Betty Lavette, Blackbirds. That's a Verve reissue, $19.99. House of the Blues Volume 7, featuring Memphis Slim and the Memphis Horns. That is on Blue Vinyl Record Store Day, $19.99. Melissa Etheridge, Red Vinyl, Barnes & Noble exclusive, Memphis Rock and Roll, $19.99 on Melissa Etheridge. And The Best of Brian Auger, The Best of Brian Auger, $14.99. Johnny Adams, Room with a View of the Blues. Johnny Adams is $14.99. And Roy Buchanan, In the Beginning. I've never had that one before. $14.99 for that Roy Buchanan. Michael Nath first on Memphis. That was Memphis Slim to Michael Nath. And I believe Chris DeMoss was second on that. Yep. George Duke, Save the Country. George Duke is $9.99. And George Duke, Follow the Rainbow. That is $19.99. George Duke, Follow the Rainbow. Brent Rabley, first on the Roy Buchanan. That was this one right here. That was sold to Brent Rabley, In the Beginning. And there's something behind Maynard here. Art Farmer, Modern Art. Art Farmer is $19.99. Maynard Ferguson, MF Horn, $9.99. I'm pretty sure that's something he opened new. It's in shrink wrap still. Bill Fressel and Thomas Morgan, Small Town, $29.99. Grant Green, Green Street, $16.99 for Grant Green. The Jimmy Giffrey 3 is $16.99. Concert by the Sea and Roll Gardner, $14.99. Brent Rabley first on MF Horn. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Michael Nath first on Grant Green. John McLaughlin, My Goals Be Gone. My Goals Beyond. John McLaughlin. His name is something else. $14.99. Anita Sings for Oscar. Anita Bryant and Oscar Peterson, $16.99. Oregon is $9.99. Out of the Woods, $9.99. Mahavishnu Orchestra, Apocalypse, $14.99 in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Between Nothingness and Eternity, Mahavishnu Orchestra Live, $14.99. Roy Buchanan, A Street Called Straight, $14.99. And Mahavishnu Orchestra Dawn. This was actually tough for me to figure out what it was. It's a white vinyl live unofficial, $29.99. Michael Nath wants the Anita and Oscar. That's sold to Michael Nath. Mahavishnu Orchestra, Visions of Emerald Beyond. That's a music on vinyl pressing, $24.99. And Diodato, Prelude. This is actually a new CTI remaster, $39.99. 2001 Space Oddity theme. Kevin Willis, first to Roy Buchanan. And that was this one right here. That's sold to Kevin Willis. Derek Hartman wants Mahavishnu, all three. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now he wants all 4. There's one problem. Don Shelton is going to get... Hold on a second. Nope. He wanted Don. That was the third one. So, Derek, you do get all 4. So, Mark, he said the first 3, which included Don, and then he said all 4. So, he got the next one, too. So, Derek got all 4 of those. Diodato, Nothing But the Blues. Herb Ellis is $24.99. And George Duke, Master of the Game, $9.99. So, let me update our auctions. I don't think I ever even really introduced these. Santana is a $25 start. This is a VG Plus record, Japanese press of Obi. That's a $25 start. It has the insert. And Billy Joel and Innocent Man is EX, and that's also a $25 start. $25 starts on this. This is in shrink wrap of Obi. So is Santana. It has the Obi. Those are VG Plus and EX, $25 start on those. Michael Nath wants Nothing But the Blues. That's sold to Michael Nath. We have George Duke, Dream On. George Duke is $9.99. George Duke, Don't Let Go. $9.99 for George Duke, Don't Let Go. Coleman Hawkins encounters Ben Webster, $19.99. The High and the Mighty Hawk, Coleman Hawkins, $14.99. The Meeting of the Soul Brothers. This is Ray Charles and Milt Jackson, $24.99. Ray Charles and Milt Jackson, $24.99. Eric Johnson, Austin City Limits Live, Austin, Texas. Eric Johnson, guitar album for sure, $29.99. Aaron Gardner on George Duke. There's been several. Aaron, let me know which one. I've got Dream On and Don't Let Go. Brent Rabley first to Eric Johnson. We can go ahead and pull that. Greg Baldwin, you were second. George Duke, the 1976 solo keyboard album, $9.99. And Bobby McFerrin, Spontaneous Inventions, $9.99. Mulligan meets Monk. Boy, what a meeting. That is $19.99. Shelly Mann, 234, Jazz Time, $16.99. And Helen Merrill, I always thought that was a great cover. Helen Merrill, $14.99. And Winston Marcellus, that is $9.99. That was for George Duke, and he was going to let us know which one he wanted. Michael Nath first to Helen. Sean Fairweather wants Mulligan and Monk. Brent Rabley wants BM, which was Bobby McFerrin. We have Brent Rabley on WM, which was, I think that was Wynton. That's still in here, Wynton Marcellus. I skipped one. This is the most priciest record in the crate. And I skipped it. $74.99. Hank Mobley. Last sold was $99.99, which was sealed. The cheapest in the United States is $145. This one is $74.99. Hank Mobley. Look at the musicians playing with him. Art Blakey, Freddie Hubbard, Wynton Kelly, and Paul Chambers. Roll Call. That's a Blue Note collection. $74.99. That's sold to Mark Cunningham. And Aaron Gardner wanted George Duke, Don't Let Go. This one right here. Sell that to Aaron Gardner. Troy, you were second on Wynton Marcellus. Santana is sold for $25 to Brian C. If anybody wants Billy Joel, it's a $25 buy it now for Billy Joel and Innocent Man. Brent Rabley says, I didn't claim BM. That was to Jet It. What did I put down as BM? Tanner's got it. Yeah, Tanner's got it. Okay, we have Shelly Mann. We have Thelonious Monk. Monk, this is an early album of his, 1999. What year did this one originally come out? It's pretty early. 1999 for Monk. And let's see here. Chad Regola wants the Eddie Harris. Chad, I'm assuming that's the one from earlier, the one with the big old chocolate covered cherry on the front. That's sold to Chad. And Mark needs to put back Freddie Hubbard. He already has it. Roy Buchanan, My Babe, is $14.99. Roy Buchanan, My Babe, is $14.99. Thelonious Monk Orchestra at Town Hall, that's $14.99. Chuck Mangione, Feel So Good, and that is $9.99. Feel So Good. Herbie Mann, Memphis Underground, that's actually 180 gram Rhino, $9.99. Billy Underwood wants Save the Country, George Duke. Let me find that. George Duke, Save the Country. George Duke, Save the Country. That's a few back, but I think we still got it. Save the Country. Yep, sell that to Kevin Willis. Next comment was Roy. Did I already pull? What did you just take there? Is there a Roy Buchanan? Okay, so that's sold to Kevin. Aaron Gardner on CM. CM was Chuck Mangione to Aaron Gardner. Jack Suslak wants the Billy Joel for $25. So the three records I have on the table now is Kevin, Aaron's, and now Jack's. Craig Thomas wants the Monk Town Hall. That's sold to Craig Thomas. Walt, you were second to Chuck Mangione. Colin Butler first to Herbie Mann. Troy, you were third to Chuck Mangione. And Kenny Heathcock wants JB. Did I get Save the Country? Save the Country, George Duke. Yes, I also pulled that, I think. Let's see here. Yes. Then Billy Underwood got George Duke, Save the Country. Do you have that in your hand? George Duke, Save the Country. Yeah, right there. Okay. And Chad got that Eddie Harris record. All right. Back to the crate. Let me find a couple new Japanese auctions right quick. Trying to keep something in the background. We're really going to be focusing on the crates. I don't have a whole lot to auction tonight. So let's try the Bruce Springsteen and Jackson's album. I think I put this up last night. I don't really recall, but we'll try it again. Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, near mint Japanese pressing with Obi and insert. That's a $40 start, and I have not put this one up. The Jacksons Live, 2 LP, also a near mint Japanese press. That's a $45 start. The Jacksons Live. The Monk that's left here, Fred, is $19.99. Continuing with this crate, Freddie Hubbard, Polar AC that was just put back. That's $14.99. This is John McLaughlin, picture disc, Where Fortune Smiles, $19.99, record store day. Pat Metheny Group Travels, recorded live in concert. That's a 2010, $29.99. Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays is $9.99. Pat Metheny Group First Circle is $9.99. And Hank Mobley Workout. That also has Grant Green on it, Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers. That is $19.99. Hank Mobley Workout. The Survivor Suite, Keith Jarrett, is $9.99. And Mark Johnson's Base Desire Second Sight, $19.99. What a cool cover. It's like a Black Hawk over the ocean. $19.99. And Millman Hawkins Beanbags. Beanbags is $29.99. Let's see here. I think there was a misquote. The Jacksons is a $45 start. So Gary or Troy, if one of y'all want to be the high bidder, you can bid $45. Tony Shore wants the first Pat Metheny. That's sold to Tony Shore. Sean Furman on First Circle. Let me figure out what that was. First Circle. That's Pat Metheny. That's sold to Sean. And Rob Scheffler wants Pat Method. That might already be grabbed. Let's see here. That was First Circle, Pat Method. Let me see if that's in here. Beanbags, Mark Johnson, Survivors. I don't see that one in here. And then Jackson's at 45. We've got Lee Konitz with Warren Marsh, $19.99. And we have John Clemmer Touch. This is a weird record. First of all, it's only $14.99, but it's a MoFi pressing. It's a MoFi pressing, not in a MoFi sleeve. MoFi pressing, not in a MoFi sleeve. That is $14.99. And Steve Kahn, Eyewitness. That is $9.99. Fred Carnell wants the Monk. Give me a second before I start doing any bundling or anything. Let me go back through them again. But I am going to go ahead and tag Fred with Monk. Troy's at 45 on the Jacksons. Rob Scheffler does want Pat Metheny. I guess that's the one that's left in here, correct? One of the $9.99. Yep, so sell that to Rob Scheffler. And then Brent Rabley wants JK, which was John Clemmer. MoFi press. It's not on a MoFi sleeve. I don't know if they got swapped or that's what they shipped it in originally. That's kind of weird. Final call on the Jacksons. Japanese press for $45. And let's go back through these one more time. They are sticker price, but if you want to bundle something like... If you want the rest of the George Dukes or something, when I get to one, just remind me. But they're all sticker price. We have Stuart Ham, $9.99. Alan Holdsworth, Velvet Darkness, $14.99, at least for right now. Magico is $14.99. Ron Levy's Wild Kingdom, $9.99. Ron Levy's Wild Kingdom, $9.99. Lonesome Sundown, Been Gone Too Long, $19.99. Betty Levette, Blackbirds, $19.99. Melissa Etheridge, Memphis on Red Vinyls, $19.99. Tony Shore on Allen. That was Alan Holdsworth. That's sold to Tony Shore. Colin Butler, you were second. The Best of Brian Auger, $14.99. Johnny Adams, $14.99. George Duke is $19.99. And Art Farmer, Modern Art, is $19.99. The Stuart Ham, sure thing. Stuart Ham is Kings of Sleep. It is on the Relativity label from 1989. Near mint, really nice copy. That's $9.99, Rob Scheffler. Bill Fressel and Thomas Morgan, Small Town, $29.99. The Jimmy Gaffrey, however you say that, 3, $16.99. Concert by the Sea and Roe Gardner, $14.99. John McLaughlin, My Goals Beyond, $14.99. Oregon, Out of the Woods, $9.99. Diodato Prelude, $39.99. George Duke, Master of the Game, is $9.99. And George Duke, Dream On, $9.99. Coleman Hawkins, Encounters Ben Webster, $19.99. The High and the Mighty Hawk, Coleman Hawkins, $14.99. Ray Charles and Milt Jackson, Soul Brothers, $24.99. Rob Scheffler does want the Stuart Ham. Let's go ahead and tag Troy Robinson with the Jacksons for $45. And if anybody wants Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, that's a $40 buy it now. George Duke, the 1976 keyboard album, $9.99. Shelly Manne, 234, $16.99. Freddie Hubbard was $14.99. Hank Mobley, Workout. Surprised that one's still there. Hank Mobley is $19.99. John McLaughlin, $19.99. The Survivor Suite, Keith Jarrett, is $9.99. Brent Rabley wants the Ray Charles Milt Jackson record. And we have Mark Johnson's Base Desires, $19.99. Milt Jackson and Coleman Hawkins is $29.99. Brent Rabley wants this Hank Mobley. Milt Jackson is still available. Lee Konitz. And we have Steve Kahn, Eyewitness, $9.99. Those are all still available. Like I said, if you want to do a bundle deal on something, like if you want to name off 4 or 5, I'll cut you a deal on those. Probably run through them again a little bit later tonight. We can revisit those. In the meantime, I want to keep new vintage arrivals. I got 2 more crates to go through, especially during the first part of the show here. And yeah, I've got 4 more crates of Murfreesboro stuff. That was, usually I split those up and make them 2. You saw how many records was in there. That was probably 70 or 80 LPs. So that was a bunch. I usually split those up. So if you're ready to take my money, Kendrick Lamar, $165. I think I said I had that price, $175. Okay, I'm not going to let you think about that any longer. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to go ahead and sell it to you. Kendrick Lamar, DAMN. We're going to sell that to $10 off. It was $174.99. That's a very fair offer. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ryan Anderson, you get that for $165. Aaron Gardner wants a George bundle. That was a George Duke. And somebody else, who wanted a Coleman Hawkins bundle? I hadn't forgot about you. I was just waiting for you to ask again. I'd kind of misplaced. Let's pull out the George Dukes. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. There's 3 George Dukes. There's 4. I think we sold the other one. Aaron, I think there's 4 left. The John McLaughlin titles was My Goals Beyond, and the name of this picture disc, My Goals Beyond, and the other one's called Where Fortune Smiles. Where Fortune Smiles. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 9. I'll do $6 off those, which would be 8 apiece. That's 24. And I'll do 15 on the 21. That's 24, 29. That's $39 for the 4. And that's 2, 4, 6. That's $11 off. 39 for the 4. 39 for the 4, Aaron Gardner. And he says he'll also, let's see, and Brent also wanted Milt and Coleman, and Aaron also wants the Steve Kahn. So let me pull all those. Steve Kahn, and I didn't pull beanbags for Brent. Let me do that right now. So those are possibly Aaron's. And this is sold, this one here sold to Brent Rabley, and then this one sold to Aaron Gardner. Let's see. High and Mighty Hawk, please. Fred Carnell. High and Mighty Hawk. All right, so we had Lee Konitz, Mark Johnson, Keith Jarrett, John McLaughlin, Freddie Hubbard, Shelly Mann, Coleman Hawkins, High and Mighty Hawk right here. That's sold $14.99 to Fred Carnell. Aaron says he'll take the bundle for $39. Thank you. New vintage arrivals. We got 2 more crates of killer stuff to run through. Arthur, the album soundtrack, Chris Christopherson, Burt Baccarat, Ambrosia. Really clean looking copy, $19.99. John Lennon's Double Fantasy. We sell the heck out of this one. $19.99. Has a little bit of spine damage right here, but this one has Beautiful Boy watching the wheels on it, just like Starting Over. $19.99. Beautiful Boys. I'd already mentioned that one. Has Beautiful Boy and Beautiful Boys on it. Great songs. $19.99 John and Yoko. Robin Trower, Long Misty Days. By the way, everything in here is clean. EX Plus, Near Mint Minus. Robin Trower, OG Green Chrysalis label, $19.99. The Windbreakers at Home with Bobby and Tim. The Windbreakers is $24.99. Linda Ronstadt, Simple Dreams, $9.99 for Linda Ronstadt. Johnny Rivers, Borrowed Time. Johnny Rivers is $9.99. Atlanta Rhythm Section, Real Tape, $9.99 for Atlanta Rhythm Section, Real Tape. Kansas Leftoverture, looks like a really clean copy, $19.99, original label. $19.99 for Kansas. Carney, Leon Russell, $19.99. Sammy Hagar, 3 lock box. Has some cover damage here on the back. $19.99. Vinyl is fine. Don Henley, Building the Perfect Beast. This is $24.99, shrink wrap and hype sticker. I just sold one in a flip crate the other night for $24.99. Genesis, Trick of the Tail is $24.99. And Godly and Cream, Cry Extended Remix, $9.99. Angela Leckington, first to John Lennon. Angela Chesney, first to Sammy Hagar. We've got Bill Toe, first on Robin Trower. And Mark Capeliner, first on Kansas. First on Kansas. That's sold to Mark Capeliner. We have Amazing Rhythm Aces, Burning the Ballroom Down. That is $14.99. Air Supply, Now and Forever. That's in shrink wrap, $9.99. The FM soundtrack, a classic, $29.99. Hope everybody has an FM soundtrack. Great stuff on this. Boston, Jimmy Buffett, Doobie Brothers, Eagles, Dan Fogelberg, Foreigner, Billy Joel, Randy Meisner, Steve Miller, Tom Petty, Queen, Linda Ronstadt, Bob Skaggs, Bob Seger, Steely Dan, James Taylor, and Joe Walsh. Wow. Brigatti, Lost in the Wilderness, $14.99. Journey to Infinity. What an awesome cover. What an awesome cover. That is $19.99. The beginning of the beginning of the beginning. Rob Long is first to Air Supply, and Arthur Maldonado first to FM. Alex was second. Vicky Wiley was third. Edgar Winter, They Only Come Out at Night, a sealed copy. Wow, this might be OG because it's a gatefold, and it looks like an OG. $49.99. They Only Come Out at Night. Steppenwolf, At Your Birthday Party. That's $24.99 with a gatefold die cut. 24 Karat Hits by Hank Williams. Gold foil cover. 24 Karat Hits, $29.99. And Things We Like, Jack Bruce with John McLaughlin. That is Jack Bruce from Cream. Original Atco label. 1971 Presswell, $34.99. Scott Sneed wants the Keith Jarrett from the last crate. I'm going to have to work on more Murfreesboro stuff for Saturday sale, it looks like. I got more Jazz Fusion stuff. That is sold to Scott Sneed. Darren Wortman wants the Godly and Cream. That's sold to Darren Wortman. We have Just the Blues, Malcolm and Chris. Flying Dutchman Blues Time label, $14.99. Another Hank Williams, that's 24 Hits Volume 2, $29.99. Soulful Strut, a classic. Young Holt Unlimited. He don't have a price on this. Let's put it up for auction. Soulful Strut is a $10 start. It's an instrumental. Most of it is. I don't think there's any vocals on this. Young Holt Unlimited. Jazz, bluesy album. $10 start on that. Soulful Strut. Oh my gosh, it's a Pablo Cruz. We wasn't going to make a big deal out of it. Tanner said, let's just show it, and I've already messed it up. Because anytime I say that, I go, oh my gosh. Worlds Away, $9.99. We were supposed to just be like, I've never seen this before. What is it? But it always stops the show. It always stops the show. This is one of the greatest albums ever recorded. It's Pablo Cruz, Worlds Away. This has the original inner sleeve with it. The vinyl looks like it has never been touched. This is a true rarity. There's an exhibit now on display at the Smithsonian for this album. It is truly a masterpiece and an artifact of American history. Pablo Cruz, $9.99. Here's another handful of 45s before I forget. Dave Loggins, Please Come to Boston, white label promo, mono and stereo. Dave Loggins, Please Come to Boston, $4.99. Elton John, Step Into Christmas, white label promo, $6.99. That's a great Christmas song. Elton John, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, $4.99 for Elton John, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Ian Dury, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, $6.99. This is really cool. Roadhouse Blues, Jim Morrison, music by The Doors, promo, mono, stereo, $14.99 in the original company sleeve. Devo, Come Back Joni, and double-sided promo, $6.99 for Devo. We have Dennis. This is by Blondie, white label promo in the original chrysalis sleeve, $11.99. Joe Jackson, Is She Really Going Out With Him? That's $4.99, promo copy. Nina, 99 red balloons, 99 Luft balloons for Germans, and that's $6.99. And The Police, Every Breath You Take, is $9.99. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Soulful Strut was at 12. Greg Rogers wants the Pablo Cruz. Carlene, you were first to Elton John, and I showed two back to back. I showed Step Into Christmas and Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds, the Beatles John Lennon cover he did in 74. Carlene, let me know which one you want. Next on Elton John was Stacy, and then Whitney, and then Mike Massey's the first one we can officially tag. By the way, a lot of these have the company sleeves with them too. So, you know, we're used to saying picture sleeve. A lot of them have the company sleeves I'm selling tonight. Mike Massey was first to Devo, though. That's sold to Mike Massey. Ryan Anderson first to The Doors. Morrison, that's sold to Ryan Anderson. Darren Meyer wants Genesis Trick of the Tail. That's in this crate. Let me go ahead and pull that for Darren Meyer. I'm going to lay it over there, Tanner. That's sold to Darren Meyer. Elton John, Mark Capelliner, you were third on that. Let's go ahead and pull. We've already sold Devo, haven't we? Yeah, Brian C., you were next to Devo. You were second. Mike Massey was first to Nina. Brian C. was first to Joe Jackson. And, yeah, Brian C. was first to Joe Jackson. I'm not for sure what the next comment was by him. Colin was second. Tom Yonowski was first to The Police. Brent Rabley was second. Chris was third. Carlene gets both Elton Johns. And let's see. We have Blondie, Ian Dury, and Dave Loggins. So we have Dave Loggins, Ian Dury, and Blondie still available. Blondie is a white label promo. I haven't received for the invoice I paid Monday. If you meant to say I hadn't received tracking, you probably haven't. Young Holt Unlimited is at $12 of Aaron Gardner. That is Soulful Strut, $12 of Aaron Gardner. Very clean copy on Brunswick. This record is usually not in that great of condition. That's only at $12 of Aaron Gardner. If you pay on a Monday, you're either going to get a tracking on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Monday or Tuesday. It's either going to be 5 to 9 days after you pay when you get tracking. 5 to 9 days is what I tell most people. 5 to 9 days after you pay, you'll get a tracking number. In 2 weeks, that process should speed up exponentially. Give us about, 2 weeks, you'll see a major increase in shipping turnaround times in 2 weeks. Let's see here. Tom Yonowski gets the Blondie. Okay, let me finish this crate. New vintage arrivals. We have Brinsley and Schwartz. That is $39.99. I haven't seen this too many times, if ever. That's a green capital label, $39.99. Rodney Dangerfield, No Respect, $14.99. It also depends when you pay. You know, we kind of do a purge, so we go through and pull stuff that's paid. And if for some reason you pay like 2 hours after that last purge, it could like delay your order another couple days. It's just the way whenever Doug decides to purge and he's ready to start shipping stuff. So we always say, though, whenever you get tracking, it is shipped. We hadn't forgot about you. It's going to get shipped. There's boxes. There's actually a whole cart right over here full of mail. We're always packing stuff up. We're packing almost 7 days a week now. And it still takes 5 to 9 days. That's how many orders we have. We have an unbelievable amount of orders every week. Okay, Soulful Struts at $15. Rodney Dangerfield, Boston, Don't Look Back. $34.99 for Boston, Don't Look Back. Alan Parsons Project, I, Robot, another clean copy, $19.99. Tales of Mystery and Imagination, $19.99. Edgar Allan Poe. Susie Quattro, Rock Hard, Gold Stamp Promo, $19.99. Aerosmith Rocks, textured cover, original inner sleeve, nice copy, $24.99 for Aerosmith. Fleetwood Mac, $32.99. Their self-titled album, $32.99. Soulful Struts at $19. Steppenwolf Monster. That one always has a lot of cover wear on it. That one doesn't. $24.99 Steppenwolf Monster. Little River Band Diamantina Cocktail, $9.99. The Best of the Doors, $34.99. The Best of the Doors, Jim Morrison. Interesting fellow. $34.99. Young Americans, David Bowie, is $34.99. Young Americans, that's the black RCA repress, $34.99. George Thorogood, Better Than the Rest, is $19.99. And George Thorogood, self-titled, is $19.99. Soulful Strut, $16.19. John Porter was first to Aerosmith Rocks. Pete W., you were second. Soulful Struts at $20. Vicky Wiley, first to Little River Band. Sherry Darnell, Best of the Doors. Soulful Struts at 25. Austin wants the David Bowie. Craig, you were second on the Doors. One more run through on this spin, but not before I show, I think, what I have left of the 45s I have not shown yet. And I got a Toots and Maytals also to put up for auction. This is a $75 start. Funky Kingston. I think that's from the Bowling Green reggae collection. It's been out of place. That's a $75 start. I'll show that in detail in just a second. Next 45, Genesis, Mini to Mini. That's a UK press, $9.99 for Genesis. The Who, 515 is $6.99. Keith Richards, Japanese press, $24.99 of Run, Rudolph Run, and The Harder They Come. Cheap Trick, I thought this was really cool. I may want to put this up for auction right quick. No, I'll just go ahead and sell it. I Want You to Want Me, live from Budokan, white label promo. That's $14.99. We'll just go ahead and straight sell that. Cheap Trick is $14.99. The Beatles is $99.99. This is an unofficial from 1979. When you first look at it, it looks like something that should be worth like $5,000, but it's a bootleg of something that never was even released. I'll show that in detail in just a second, but that is $99.99. The Beatles. Bruce Springsteen, Outside the 7-Eleven store. That's another unofficial. I think that's on red vinyl. No, it's on black. That's $19.99. And then Frank Zappa, I Don't Want to Get Drafted, is $14.99. Frank Zappa, I Don't Want to Get Drafted, $14.99. Okay, we've got, we already did the Doors. Let's see what we have here. Soulful Strut, Gary's out. Let's go ahead and tag Aaron for the Soulful Strut, $25. And let me show the Toots and Maytals. This is Funny Kingston, $75 start. It is just like all the other reggae records from that collection, near mint and pristine. Toots and Maytals, Funny Kingston. That's a $75 start. Now back to the 45s. First, he said Bruce Japan for $30. I put that up. I'll say that for $35, Tom. $35 on Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska. Brian C. was first to the Who, $5.15. Brian C. was first to the Who, $5.15. Tony Shore was first to Cheap Trick, I Want You to Want Me, live from Budokan, promo copy. That's sold to Tony Shore. Chad, you were second on the Who. Brian, you were second to Cheap Trick. Carol was first to Keith Richards. Carol was first to Keith Richards. Calvin, you were third on Cheap Trick. Stacy was fourth. And then we have 1UH on the Beatles. If you're a first-time buyer, we need you to message us. I was going to show everybody what this looks like. It's pretty weird. When I first seen it, I was like, what in the world is this? I thought I had like a holy grail, something that was like only known copy or something. But it's really cool, though. I mean, it looks legit. It has a capital label. They did a really good job with this. Tops of the Pops. But that is, there's the link to our website. Let me see if I can get that username one more time. 1UH8, or maybe 1UHate. That's how you're supposed to read that. 1UHate. Please send us a message through that link. That's will send us an email, actually. That's a form. Before we can invoice you, or before actually we can sell this to you, we need you to send our page a message or send us an email through that link. When we know we've got you, you're good, we'll send you an invoice on Monday. Okay, next was Amy Hutchings on SQ. SQ was, I'm not for sure. And then Brian C. was first to Frank Zappa. Then Josh Duvall. Tom passes on Bruce. So the 1UH, you get the Beatles. That was kind of tough for me to find a comp on that. Here's what's left in this crate. I'm just going to retitle so we can go through the last crate. Arthur, the album. We have the Windbreakers, Linda Ronstadt, Johnny Rivers, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Leon Russell. If you need prices, let me know. Don Henley, Amazing Rhythm Aces, Brigatti, Journey to Infinity, Edgar Winter Group, Steppenwolf, Hank Williams, Jack Bruce, Malcolm and Chris, Hank Williams, Brinsley Schwartz, Rodney Dangerfield, Boston, Alan Parsons, Alan Parsons, Susie Quattro to Amy Hutchings. That's what SQ was. Fleetwood Mac, Steppenwolf, George Thorogood, and George Thorogood. So, quick recap quick recap of everything left in the 45s before I put them away. Bruce Springsteen is outside the 7-Eleven store. That is a WNYC radio not for sale bootleg live recording. 1999 Genesis. Ian Dury. Dave Loggins. Elvis Costello. The Bees. Then we have 2 Cars promos. We have Let's Go and My Best Friend's Girl. Tom Petty. Nick Lowe. And then another of that exact same Ian Dury. Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. And then Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is the Murfreesboro crate. We have some left, but a lot of it got wiped out. And then Jimi Hendrix was a 1967 French EP. That was a $35 buy it now. The Cars were $6.99. They were white label promos. Let's Go and My Best Friend's Girl, double-sided or single-sided, or same song on both sides. What I'm trying to say. Next is details on the first George Thorogood. We've got Better Than the Rest, previously unreleased material in 1974, and then his self-titled first album. Those are both 1999. Arthur was 1999. Arthur was 1999. Austin, if you can tune in for part 2, I'll go back through what's left of the Murfreesboro crate. There's still quite a bit left, but if you can tune in for part 2, I will show you what's left on that. Toots and OG. It appears to be, well, I'm not for sure. I'm not well versed enough on reggae records. By the way, it's a $75 buy it now, so Craig will have dibs, but if anybody else wants this for $75, I would recommend commenting Toots right now. Funky Kingston, I don't know. It's MLPS 9330A, and it's pristine. That's a $75 buy it now if anybody wants it. Arthur was $19.99. Arthur was $19.99. Josh wants the Cars and the Petty. If whoever asked about the Cars wants those, let me know. If not, we're pulling those 1, 2, 3 records for Josh Duvall. I've got a lot more 45s. The Rodney Dangerfield, the No Respect. Can't believe no one bought that. Oh, and somebody asked about Don't Look Back. Don't Look Back was $34.99, and Rodney Dangerfield was $14.99. $14.99. Whoever asked about Boston, $34.99. Okay, new arrivals. We have Conversation Records presents The Voice of 1,000 Hardcore compilation. This is sealed from 1990, $34.99. Sealed, Voice of 1,000's Hardcore compilation, $34.99. The Doors, Morrison Hotel. This is a 1971 press reissue, $39.99 for The Doors, Morrison Hotel. The Beatles Christmas album, unofficial, $99.99. It's a bootleg. The Who by Numbers, $19.99. And Bo Diddley, Where It All Began, $24.99. Jesse, if you don't want Rodney Dangerfield, it looks like Arthur wants it. And then Arthur, let me know if you want the Arthur soundtrack. I'll pull that as well. And Boston was $34.99. Let me lay that right over there. Let me grab a drink of water. So we got another crate of new arrivals. We're probably going to stop at 10 o'clock. These are all new records. I'm showing you those, so don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to go back through stuff. I may entertain offers. And then we've been doing tons of half-off stuff during part 2. We'll probably come back at 10:30, and then we'll be live from 10:30 to midnight doing half-off and reviewing stuff and going back through new vinyl. Okay. Naz. It's a Rhino reissue, $19.99. George Thorogood, Bad to the Bone, $19.99 for George Thorogood. I'm not for sure where all these came from, but they are very nice records. $19.99 for George Thorogood. The Eagles Live with the poster, $39.99 U.S. version. The Who, this is an import compilation, $24.99 for The Who. I think this sleeve needs to go the other way. I'll just put it behind the jacket. The Who is $24.99. Austin says, Claim George. That's George Thorogood, sold to Austin Cauldron. Pink Floyd, A Nice Pair. Another copy. This is an 83 reissue, $44.99. Pink Floyd, A Nice Pair. That is the first 2 Pink Floyd albums in a 2-in-1, $44.99. Powerful People, Gino Vanelli, $39.99. Once again, another MoFi record with some messed up seams, but that is $39.99. Funky Kingston is a reissue of Roots Reggae. There you go. Vicky Wiley, First on the Eagles. Austin wants Pink Floyd, Nice Pair. During halftime. You can't fall asleep, especially tonight. We're going to have to, since we're not having a sale tomorrow, we got to make it up during part 2. Steve Winwood, Talking Back to the Night, $19.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather, $59.99 for Stevie Ray Vaughan. Van Morrison, in Articulate Speech of the Heart, $19.99. The Rolling Stones, Love You Live, 1977 Presswell Press. The Rolling Stones is $49.99. Love You Live. Alex Roman, First on Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's do the SWAM. Is that what that says? SOWM. The Romantics, $24.99. Do the Swim, maybe. They messed up the I. Yeah, let's do the Swim. That is $24.99. The Romantics. Savoy Brown, Rock and Roll Warriors. That is sealed, $29.99. Dennis Coffey, Going for Myself. Dennis Coffey is $24.99. Crashing Dreams, Rain Parade, $19.99. Average White Band, Warmer Communications, $12.99 for Average White Band. Steve Winwood, Arc of a Diver, $19.99. London Wainwright III, Final Exam, $19.99. Grand Funk, we're an American band, on the gold vinyl, $34.99. How much was Bo Diddley? Bo Diddley was $24.99, Fred. Lou Reed, really cool hop sticker on there, No Money Down. That is $14.99. Has like a dollar bill hop sticker on it. Early Steppenwolf is $29.99. And George Thorogood, Maverick, also $19.99. George Thorogood, Maverick. George Thorogood, we got the discography tonight. There's Moving On Over, also $19.99. The Eurythmics Savage, $24.99 for the Eurythmics. And the Eurythmics Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, $24.99 on the Eurythmics. Fred Carnell wants Bo Diddley. That's sold to Fred Carnell. Josh Duvall on Average, or that was AWE. That was your Average White Band. This one right here, Warmer Communications. That's one we don't see as often, especially with that cover. That might have been censored at one point. Elephant's Memory is a 1972 Apple press, $34.99. Another MoFi pressing, Emmylou Harris, Quarter Moon in a 10-cent Town. That's $59.99. Has some cover wear on it. Pete W. wants both the Eurythmics. Those are sold to Pete W. We have Election, maybe? $49.99. Election, $49.99. Looks very psyche. All the George Thorogood so far tonight is $19.99. The Beatles is a boot. I think I've got about 12 boots of this right now, John. I have yet to find an original. I've got about 12 bootlegs. That is $99.99 for the boot. Hall & Oates H2O, $19.99. The Partridge Family album is $24.99. We've already sold the Eurythmics. Peter Frampton, I'm In You, $19.99. Styx, The Grand Illusion. Styx is $19.99. The Grand Illusion. Linda Ronstadt's Greatest Hits, $9.99. 24 of Hank Williams' Greatest Hits is $29.99. Several Hank Williams hits compilations tonight. Juice Newton Juice, $9.99 for Juice. And The Outlaws, self-titled, $19.99. Bob Seger, Night Moves. This is $29.99. Bob Seger, Night Moves. Original Capitol orange label. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams, $19.99. And Marshall Tucker Band, Searching for a Rainbow, $14.99. Let's see. I'm looking for the Sword albums. Not familiar with those. Is that the name of the artist? Jonathan Berg on LR. That's Linda Ronstadt. Angela Chesney on Juice Newton. Linda and Juice are sold. Let's see. Cody O'Neill on MY. I think he meant MT. Cody O'Neill, that was for Marshall Tucker. Correct me if I'm wrong. Grand Funk, Born to Die, $19.99. Foreigner, Head Games in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Dirty White Boy, $24.99. Head Games, that's $24.99. We've got Alan Parsons Project, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, $19.99. Johnny Taylor, $19.99. In shrink wrap with hop. Disco Lady, Eargasm, Johnny Taylor. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in Bold Adventure. Humphrey Bogart, Adam Stein, I'll buy that. $19.99. The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl is $29.99. And the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's Picture Disc is $49.99. Elephant's Memory at one point was John Lennon's backing band. Next is Steve Botsford on Alan Parsons' project. That was Tales of Mystery and Imagination. Mark Capelliner was first to Styx, and that was the Grand Illusion. That sold to Mark Capelliner. Jeff Johnson first to Foreigner, and Rydell Martin first to JT, which was Johnny Taylor. Okay, and we've got Frank Zappa, Chic Your Booty, $39.99. Chic Your Booty, $39.99. That sold to Tony Shore. Boy, that was fast. All right, so here's what's left in this bin. I'm just going to read through titles. If you have any questions or offers or need prices, let me know. We had Conversation Records presents Voice of 1,000 Hardcore compilation. Jim Morrison. The Doors, Morrison Hotel. Jim Morrison is definitely in that band. The Who by Numbers, Nas. The Who, Gino Vanelli, Mo-Fi, Steve Winwood, Van Morrison. The Rolling Stones, The Romantics, Savoy Brown was Sealed, Dennis Coffey, Crashing Dreams, Steve Winwood, Loudon Wainwright, Grand Funk, that was on gold vinyl, and Lou Reed. George Thorogood bundle, self-titled, The Last Crate, Move Over, and Maverick, 45. That would be, somebody else offered, I think somebody else asked just a second ago. Who asked for a George? Greg Rogers asked at $21.49.42 GT bundle. And I was going to wait till I came back to him. So give me 1 second because I've got to figure out what's going on with that. Josh Duvall on Fix. Fix was... What was Fix, Josh? F-I-X. And then Lou Reed is No Money Down. 12-inch single, white label promo. 3 different mixes with the sticker on the sleeve. That is $14.99. Early Steppenwolf was $29.99. There's Maverick. There's Move It Over. Let me just go ahead and pull those out. Elephant's Memory. Emmylou Harris. Election. The Beatles Christmas album. The Partridge Family album. And Hall & Oates. Let's see. Nas Condition, no. Nas is near mint, but it's a Rhino reissue. It has a flip open cover, but that is on Rhino. Next was Title of Loudon Wainwright, Condition and Price. That was Final Exam. It is $19.99. Has the original inner sleeve, and we have no condition notes on that one. Josh said I missed that, but yeah, I think you've been lagging a little bit tonight. Price on the Who comp. This Who comp here, the Who by Numbers was $19.99. The comp was $24.99. Impact on that. What's the punk comp? That is called Conversation Records Voice of 1,000 Hardcore compilation. That was sealed for $34.99. Peter Frampton, I'm In You. Hank Williams Greatest Hits. The Outlaws, Bob Seger Night Moves. Steve Miller Band, Grand Funk. And Mark says both Grand Funk. We have one Grand Funk, and then we have another in here. Let me figure out what the other one was. This one on gold vinyl. Let's see here. Mark, 18 and 30 would be $48 for both of them, and that would be $6 off if you want those. Just say yes. It's that easy. Kevin Kubina, Hank Williams. That's sold to Kevin Kubina, the 24 Greatest Hits comp. And what else was left in here before I go grab those other George Thorogood? Steve Miller Band, Humphrey Bogart, the Beatles, and the Beatles. 40. I can't do that. And for some reason, I pulled this out earlier. Let me slide it in there. Fairport Chronicles by Fairport Convention. The best of Fairport Convention. 2 records for the price of 1. Has a promo sticker. That's $34.99. Price on Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates is $19.99. Hall & Oates is $19.99. There's not one tomorrow, but we will most likely be having one on Saturday. Now, we've got people biting at the chomps for the George Thorogood. You would have been better off just going ahead and buying all of them when I was first showing them. But I think Greg Rogers asked first. I've got 4 George Thorogood albums here. Okay? If somebody's buying all 4, and you have to buy all 4, 18, 18, 18, 18. Otherwise, they're $19.99 each, and you can pick which one you want. Okay, Craig Thomas, I will sell you Toots for $60. Craig, that's yours for $60 if you want it. Mark Capeliner, my best price on Grand Funk is probably $45. $45. Let's see here. So those 2 on the bottom are pending the mark. But let's go ahead and pull him Steve Miller Band. We're going to sell Craig Toots and Maytals for $65. And then for the people who's been asking about Thorogood, who had first person to ask on that? It was 21:49 was the timer. Greg Rogers. If Greg passes, then it was anybody else's. Okay, then what was the next comment? We've already sold Steve Miller. The Outlaws condition was really nice, best of my memory. Nice cover. It's a gatefold, original wrist in a sleeve, near mint vinyl. Chad Toots looks like it's gone. What's the Emmylou Harris? Greg passes. What's the Emmylou Harris album? Emmylou Harris was Quarter Moon in a 10-cent town. This is a MoFi pressing. Has some wear on the cover, and that was $59.99. So $72 if anybody wants these 4 here. Self-titled, Better Than the Rest, Move It On Over, and Maverick. $72 on those. Did I get Steve Miller? Yes, you did. And I'm waiting for you to say yes to $45 for these 2. All you got to do is say yes. That's it. Anybody else need anything in here? So we're going to come back for a part 2. We'll go back through all of the new arrivals tonight, including new vinyl. We're going to go through half-off stuff. As always, I've got like 2 more bins, and I've went through like probably several thousands of half-off records in the last couple months. We're back at right at 10 o'clock or a little after, and then we'll probably be live until, 10:30. It's 10 o'clock now. We'll be back a little after 10:30 to do part 2. Let's sell the Outlaws to Scott, and if anybody else wants in there, let me know. Fred, the Eurythmics records are already sold. Please come back. If you don't, you're going to highly regret it. It's going to be the worst decision of your life. We'll be back in 30 minutes.